Glasby Pallets, offering a one-stop solution for all of your pallet needs. Get in touch now on 01709 585 646 to discuss your pallet requirements. And thank you again to Sonny and the team for their continued support of Ramble FC. Left to lose. What is happening, people? And welcome back to Ramble FC. I am, of course, Jimmy, and this is your watch-along for Millwall versus Watford. They are two championship rivals of Sheffield United. You would unfortunately have to say at the moment, Watford are our closest rivals because they are down near the bottom, and so are Sheffield United. So, thank you to everyone for joining us. I will also now pull in my colleague, the co-commentator, the man that makes this a very professional outfit. It's the man on the mic, Jord Motson.
Jord Motson, the man on the mic, painting the match with a sound so right. Sheffield's pride, every fan can see. He's the voice of the Blades, their melody.
Jordy boy, how you doing, pal?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. How are you, pal?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Very quick, getting down to apologies. We're slightly later than usual. That is purely my fault. I've been on with Cal Fowler earlier. That was 7:06. My girls go to Brownies 7:30. So when I'm on with Cal, I can't do the drop off. I have to do the pick up instead. So I picked them up at 7:30, and we're on and ready to go for 7:45. Yeah, Jord, it's quicker turnaround than usual, but I'd be remiss if I didn't just mention our club just for 2 minutes because...
Do we have to?
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. I think we do because, look, this. I know we always bang on about this being a neutral channel and that we will talk about other things other than Sheffield United, but do forgive us for going back to our club once every now and again because, Jord, I mean, I haven't spoken to you since the game. So what we all thought, Chris Wilder came in, everybody was so expectant, probably wrongly so now in hindsight. Charlton, not an easy team. Cal talked about it tonight, actually. Look, it may seem easy on paper, but you don't really want a team that's going to wall up against you when you're struggling to create chances. What you want is a team that's going to come at you a little bit more. And Charlton were all wrong for us. We couldn't break them down. What were your thoughts on Chris Wilder's first game back, pal?
I thought the first 35 minutes we weren't too bad. And then it just, as soon as Charlton got a hold of the game, his performance just slipped, and we didn't create anything, did we?
No, we didn't. Again,
it didn't look like. I felt like a few players were on the lazy side and were waiting for things to happen instead of taking it themselves and trying to make stuff happen. It weren't very good. I didn't particularly enjoy it. I thought first 5 minutes atmosphere were okay, and then it went flat. A bit like United's performance. So
yeah,
yeah. It just they came with a game plan into Charlton, and it worked. Down to a T. They frustrated us. They frustrated crowd. Referee, I thought had a bit of a poor performance.
Yeah,
well,
I agree.
Which probably didn't help the crowd as well. And yeah, it weren't very good with it. I think I'm exactly the same as you. I expected, Wilder to come in and got caught under it all and thinking, yep, this is it. This is the start of the season now. Everything's going to change.
We expected a bounce, didn't we? We expected a bounce.
And it didn't. And it didn't happen. And I think he now realises what job he's got on his hands. And I think we realise it as well, don't we?
Oh, mate, it's... it's been a reality check. It's come with a bit of a bump as well. I think some bruised egos in there as well, because I think we were a little bit presumptuous. Really, I don't know. Maybe that I think we've had a lot of good years under Wilder, and we can't ever forget who we are and where we've come from, and the fact that we have to battle for everything. Nothing's taken for granted, and we're not entitled to beat anybody at any time. So. We got smacked by Charlton. it's a reality check, like I say, and fair play to them. They were very good value, not necessarily for the win. I think that would be giving them a little bit too much, but I think they certainly deserve something, and they were very organised and very well drilled. Fair play to them.
I think there's a pattern, and what teams are doing to us as well is they are comfortable with us having the ball, especially when we're playing at home. They're comfortable with allowing us space and time on ball because they know we're not.
Why wouldn't you be? We're not creating out.
Yeah, that's it. So they're just waiting for us to push men forward and leave a few gaps open, and then next minute they're in behind. As we saw in first 15 minutes, I think it was Saturday, there were two chances I seem to remember.
Two breakaways.
How it went, but they got in behind. We only had two at back as wing backs had pushed forward, and they intercepted it, and ball were played in behind, and all of a sudden it's a shot on goal against Michael Cooper, and it was just too easy. Yeah,
it was. We're too easy to play against at the minute, and it's a shock to a lot of the systems, and something we're gonna have to get used to because we're not. Even if we win at weekend, we're still bottom at table. So so we have to change it, and we have to change it fast. And I still don't think there's any better man to do it than Chrissy Wilder. But it's been a tough week, been a tough few days. Yeah. Anyway, Jord, as we shift gears a little bit, we are here to watch other championship action tonight. Millwall and Watford. So what do you make to these two teams? And you can see lineups in front of you, but what do you know about how they both line up, pal?
Well, I think the Millwall look like they're lining up as a 4-4-2, which is a formation I think I'd like United to go back to, if I'm quite honest. With two up front, as we saw it helped. It worked against Bristol City in playoffs, so I think that's something we could go back to. But I think that's a strong looking home team for Millwall. In league competition, they've won 2, lost 2, and drawn 1, so they're a little bit hit and miss, we could say. But then Watford, they're lining up with 3-5-2, which you'll probably see as a 5-3-2 when they're defending, and Millwall are attacking, and they're saying they've only won 1 this season, drawing 2 and losing 2. And I saw on Sky, as we've got it on before in build up, I think Watford haven't won here for a long time at Millwall. Right. So I think I'm more leaning towards a draw tonight. I think both teams are at a miss. Millwall are going to want to get the first win at home because they've lost the first 2 at home. And that was Wrexham and Middlesbrough, and they didn't score in either of them games either. And they conceded. So
they've not scored at home yet.
Pardon?
So they've not scored at home yet this season.
They've not scored at home yet. Which is one record that we actually hold over a team. We've scored 1 more goal than at home. So
yes, we
take
are.
That on your honours board, eh?
Yeah, too right. I don't know much about this Watford side, I'll be honest. That they often bring in unknown players. I know Matty Pollock. I don't think he'll be playing right wing back, but I could be wrong. He's usually a centre half. Imran Loser I really like as a player. I think he's wearing captain's armband these days for Watford, so really like him as a player. Wouldn't mind him at the lane. Could certainly do. Well, he's a small lad and we need presence in midfield, but I think he's got a bit of bite about him, something that I really like. Technically gifted as well. So yeah, it's a decent side. But sides that we're better than, and this is what frustrates me. And I don't mean to sort of jump ahead and sort of, you have to beat what's in front of you, but I wouldn't swap a lot of these 11s for United, which goes to show how poorly we are performing currently. So
Millwall, the two that got up top obviously is Josh Coburn, who used to play for Middlesbrough, and he's a big target man, isn't he? But they've got Tierno Ballo, who's actually making his first start for Millwall tonight since signing on deadline day, I think it were.
Is Ivanovic on bench then?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe he is. So those are going for. Well, if you look at team night, it's all changed. But from when I were writing them down earlier, they had them as a 4-4-2, and then I seen that Millwall are actually lined up as a 4-2-3-1.
With Ballo in the 10.
And Ballo is in the 10 role, and Coburn's up top on his own. So that's
but there's changed, no Ivanovic in the squad. They must be injured. There must be some sort of injury there. Will Smallbone on bench for Millwall. He'll be a good player for them. He'll come into the side before long.
Well, we were after him, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
Last season, weren't it? Last season.
Yeah, we considered him as a Sander Berger replacement.
Yeah. Just showing you now, yeah, they've got Mendy as the right wing back, Bowler at the left wing back, Pollock is playing centre half. So again,
Loser as the base of the three in midfield.
yeah,
Semedo and Irankunda up front. Interesting. Right, okay.
Yeah, that Watford team is very. There's a lot of players that I don't really recognise in that, so they must have, had a bit of a clear out. And
yeah, Bar is on the bench. Kayembe's on the bench. Tom Ince, Nathan Baxter, some names we might know. So just showing Massimo Luongo, who's obviously got ex-Wednesday roots as well. Okay, so let's see what some people are saying in the comments.
Before we get to them, I can. I don't know if I did message you just before we come on. I can only see myself on the screen. I can't actually see anything. I think. Can
you?
They had a problem last night, didn't they?
They
Mountain and Dave, and all it says to me is director can't be seen. So I'm just literally seeing myself.
You don't want that, mate.
No.
So I have to look at you as well. Let me see if I can share my screen. Yeah, there's been a problem with this last couple of times we've used it. I'm working on a fix. You should be able to see me now.
I think we're in. I can see us both now.
Cool.
Or having to look. I got it on my phone, so having to look at my phone so I could see.
So make sure we were still both dual streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that, mate. If it goes off again, we'll see if I can do it. Put a different fix in. J619 says out of the way now, clinging on to the hope and optimism a little bit. Like and subscribe to both channels. Need that 10k kitchen OG show. Thank you, pal. Tom comes in with a marching on together. You will always have your 92 points trophy. Thank you, Tom. No need for the digs while we are where we are, but if that's the way you want to roll, and that's up to you. Dave Morwood says, evening, Jimmy and Jord. Congratulations on the nominations on the Football Content Awards. Yes. I voted earlier. Please like, subscribe, and hype up all the rambles. Up the blades. Thank you, David. That's very much appreciated. So for those that aren't aware, we have been shortlisted as a finalist in 3 categories this time. And it is Best Podcast Football League, Best Club Content Creator in the Football League, and Best in Video for Creators. So thank you to everybody that's nominated us. And if you do enjoy what we do, I would appreciate if you could vote for us. I should probably have put a link in the description to do that, but I will do that in future videos. So yeah, it's quite humbling. They've done a write-up of us and stuff like that in terms of every nominee gets a write-up, every finalist, if you like, and it's a really nice thing that they've put about us in all 3 categories. They're all different, so yeah, thank you to anybody that's put us forward for it. And if you're voting, then heroes, all of you. Thank you very much. Sam says, we need to give the new players time. They need time to get used to how we play. It was disappointing to lose as we did, but the new players that have come in, it'll take time. It takes time for people to get up to speed and used to how we play. We just kicked off. Yeah, I think that's fair, Sam. We do have to give them some time. Up the blade, says Footy Fanatic.
I don't think anyone knows how we play at the moment, do we? We didn't.
No
one. 5 games under sellers, we didn't really know how we were playing, and it didn't really change much on Saturday, did it? As well, so it's that they're all. I think not even just the new players now. I think they're all going to be learning. And I say a new system. The players that were there before probably know Wilder enough that they know his system. But yeah,
it's a big reset for us, isn't it?
Might tweak it a bit, Miney, and so they're still going to be learning new things, every single one of them.
Yeah, agreed, mate. It's a big reset for them all, isn't it? Now
it is. It might take a bit. It might take a bit for us. Might take longer than we wanted, but it's the one thing I will say, and I don't think I'm being negative by saying it, but we've got to be realistic. And yes, this team can get out of the mess that we're in, and yes, we have the right manager to do that. But we are in a dogfight down at the bottom at the moment, and I think to look any further than that right now is probably a little bit silly, and I think we have to realize
naive in it. Yeah,
be naive, and I think we have to realize where we are and literally take it one game at a time now and focus on getting out of this bottom 3 and finally picking some points up. And then if we start to gather some momentum, then you can maybe start looking at like a playoff push. But we're way off that. Way off.
Miles off it, mate. Miles off it. Yeah, it's concerning. It's concerning. It makes you wonder, does was he getting more out of some of the players last season than they're actually capable of at top end? You know, in terms of a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Players like Peck, were they outperforming the type of player that they are currently? Tyrese Campbell.
Sousa helped Peck a lot, organised him a lot.
Yeah.
Really helped. Again, it was similar to what Sousa did. You know, he organised the L really well, and I think Sousa were doing exactly the same with Peck. And now he's not got
lifted
that
Burrows
next to him, has he?
No, I agree, mate.
Tyrese Campbell, another one. I expected him to be making them runs in behind Saturday and running channels a lot, and I felt like he was so static.
Yeah, agreed.
And you know, they've had everything knocked out of them, and they are so low on confidence, and it's showing big time.
Completely agree, mate. Nige says, "Hey up, lads, 0-0 all over this. Sorry, but may as well do a quiz night and talk about our super fan fan Dabby Dozy team. That's what we can call them. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up behind the Ramble, up Ramble FC. Like and subscribe. Thank you, pal." Dad says, "Have you gone back to your Westy accent, or are you still talking Barnsley?" I'd listened back a couple of times, and I did have a twang when I was talking to Cal, but I certainly didn't notice it if I were doing it tonight. It's never intentional anyway. So
there's one thing when he talks about beating a team, he doesn't say beat, he says bet them.
Bet him. Yeah. No,
I always thought that we're going at bookies and putting a bet on. So, you
know. Ray says, perhaps we expected too much on Saturday. The players are shot and it showed. Chris will sort it, but we have another difficult game coming up. I ain't confident that we'll get a result. Hopefully, they prove me wrong. But make no mistake, we could be in trouble big time if we don't pull our fingers out. Up the Ramble, like and subscribe.
Yeah, if we don't pick up some points soon, and I remember you saying it on night after night, it's we will get dragged into it big time, you know, and it then becomes hard to get out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Corner to Millwall, it's headed clear by Watford. And look away comes loser. It just comes back to
it does, yeah.
Defensively, and they play a long back line.
Were there any booing on Saturday, says Nige? No, not that I heard. No booing. I think the fans stayed with them as long as we possibly could. I didn't hear any booing, did you, pal?
I don't think so.
Lee says, have a good show, lads. Won't be able to watch much as going out. You're going out because it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lee Edridge.
Happy birthday, Lee.
Have a great time, pal. So hoping for a 4-4 to keep you busy and take your minds off what's happening at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane currently. Like, subscribe and hype. Up the Blades, up all the Rambles. Top man, Lee. Thank you, mate. Hope you have a good one, pal. Jack says, guys, we struggled to create all last season. Our midfield, Sousa, Peck and Sousa, produced 9 assists all season. Wilder wasn't given the chance to improve.
Ryan Leonard on ball down at byline, crossed it into the box. And it was number 22. I ain't even got him on my list. Was it 23? It was Mendy, weren't it?
Mendy, it was, yeah. The difference was we had a defence that could control games and mop everything up. What's your thoughts on defence at minute, Jord?
I'm not particularly impressed with Ben Godfrey, if I'm honest. I remember your dad saying, when we first got linked, and I said it'd be an expensive loan signing that. And he's got to hit ground running. And your dad were very unsure about it, weren't he?
Yeah, he was. Still is.
And I'm thinking to myself, how has he won 2 caps at English national team? I find him so out of position. He's very similar to what I thought Alfie Gilchrist were. You feel like then, even though he's played more games at right back, he's a centre back for me all day long. And you can see him; he drifts so close. He was doing it. He was literally doing what I think Mark McGuinness's job would have been.
He was tucking in, weren't he, all the time,
and leaving all that space out wide. And he doesn't even then try to close him down quick enough, and it just leaves him easy to either cut in and have a shot or put them all into the box. And he's not even stopping them crosses. I feel like his spatial awareness is very, very poor.
I agree, and it's a criticism we've had of Sariki as well in the past. We're not closing the space quick enough, but Sariki's quicker off the mark, so he can at least close the distance quicker than Godfrey can. So I agree. I think I was a big advocate of saying, no, he's a right back. He is a right back because he's played more games at right back. Yeah. But undoubtedly, you can see the centre half in him is tucking inside all the time.
And that's what makes me think,
frustrating.
Is it then more? But then you're doing this to accommodate players. But do we then switch to a back 3 and we put maybe you could have Godfrey on that right hand side of that then, so that he can stay centrally, or you can even drop him. You could even drop him and put Sariki as that right wing back.
Oh, you go right wing back for Sariki. I'm thinking right centre back.
Yeah,
would
no,
be
that's what I'm
Godfrey.
saying. But then people might say, well, drop him, keep McGuinness in centre, Tanganga at right hand side of that, and Ben Mee at the left hand side, and drop Ben Godfrey.
Yeah, a lot would say
There's
that.
options to do it. I'm not saying
Yeah, a lot would
that's
say
what
that.
Wilder would do, but it's if you don't pick up, it's a spot where you think, well, they're two loans that we could like Binden in we're even on bench Saturday. I
don't think so.
I can't even remember, and I don't think you exit with Ben Mee, weren't it? With centre half that were on bench, and Binden and Godfrey. Then if they're not performing, they're taking up two loan spots, which could be used as a win need, a bruiser, or a centre mid.
I mean,
I don't mind. Don't get me wrong. Peck's not been anywhere near good enough for me. And then I didn't mind Matos. I think he puts himself about, but I feel like we need a big, tall, strong centre midfielder.
Agreed. There's no real presence in the middle for us, is there?
No. They're just getting run through straight, like too easy.
Daz says we're too slow passing it forward. Go forward.
Coburn in it.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a foul on edge of box? Yep, referee gives it about
it
20 yards out. It's a dangerous position as well.
Yeah, it is. Well worked from Millwall here.
With Mazu Sacco, weren't it? Who it looked as if he were going to have a shot from edge of box and sort of like dropped his shoulder and faked it and knocked it to his left. I think it's Mendy who sticks his foot out and brings him down.
Clever.
Yeah, it is. It's a dangerous position. Chance, we'll get it on target and make keeper work, don't you, from here?
Dad says we're slow at passing it forward, go forward, stop at the edge of the box, pass it back. If only we had a striker to cross the ball to, like a lot of blades. Not mine. Scapegoat, Big Keith up top.
We missed. Do you know? Never thought I'd say it because I went a massive fan of Big Keith. I think again another one. I expected a lot from him. I don't think he quite delivered for us. But look at what he's doing now to a team that's playing to his strengths. He's scoring goals and he's scoring for the national team as well. So. Yeah, maybe I was wrong on that one, and maybe we miss a big presence like that. Because when we do get wide, dude, it's just free kick's been took. It's chipped up at wall. It's in. It's a great goal.
Oh, what a lovely finish that is.
Negley who hits it with his left foot. Cormier Negley. He just and do you know all he does as well? There's no power. It's a dink. He literally chips it with a bit of curl. Keeper's gone down injured for Watford.
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
He's landed on his shoulder, but yeah, it's a great little chip, a little curler with his left foot. Oh,
what a lovely goal!
Keeper dives for it and he collides with post, I believe. It's great technique.
He's curled it up, got it up, down. Keeper's his back of his head on post. It looks nasty that, but
I think he'll be all right. I think it's just a collision in it. But yeah, I think when we're saying when we go wide, we've only got Tyrese Campbell in box, and he's not going to win headers or like that. So there's no actually aerial threat for us to cross the ball in, and I think that's why we don't put the ball in the box. Whereas if we had like a McBurney or Big Keith or more in box, we'd probably see more crosses going in.
Yeah, absolutely right.
I think that'll be something that Wilder does probably look for in January. I think it'll be a big target, man.
Keeper's still down here. Getting some attention now. Cooler King says, "Hi Jim and Jord. It struck me that the Blades and the Villa have had similar starts to the season. I reckon it's to do with having come so close to glory last season and there being a bit of a hangover." Possibly.
I can agree. I think I can agree. I don't, I think, like you say, they are more so for us as well. The heartache losing in that final, it's definitely hanging over, isn't it? They've not shook it off yet.
No, agreed. JSUFC says they beat Millwall at the Den last season, didn't they? Or was it a draw?
I think he's on about
your stat about not winning there for ages.
Listen, I had Sky. I've written Sky's teams down, and they were wrong. And then just before me and Jim come on, that was what got said about Watford. And so if that's wrong, then it's all from Sky.
Then we blame Sky.
Yep.
Davis got 45 minutes for the under-21s, and Marshy was very good today, says Andrew. That's good. That's good to know. I saw that we went 1-0 down after putting a really strong team out, and people started, going crazy and panicking. But yeah, it looks like they've pulled through. That's good. Ciao, lads, says Chrissy Ancelotti. Nice picture. Lee says, Watford's best player, and the only one I've loved us to get to have a look at is Czech Vitadze. Out for 1 to 2 weeks with a finger injury. Oh, interesting. Footballer, not goalkeeper, out with a finger injury.
The game's gone. They usually strap him up these days.
It's crazy, that, isn't it? A finger injury keeps him out for...
Does that make you think that there's actually something a little bit worse and they're not letting on? And
well, either that or he's not up for it. Voted Jim. Thank you, Captain Blade. Appreciate that, pal. Very much appreciated. No Ings again on Saturday, says Kyle. No, injured, we've heard. We're hearing on the grapevine that he's out. Might be another couple of weeks yet. We'll have to wait. Wouldn't surprise me if we didn't see Danny Ings till after international break, in all honesty, Jord. Medical team.
I was saying before, what two up front?
Yeah.
Are you going to play Cannon up front?
No. Well, I would, but I'm in the minority. I'm starting to fade as well. I have to say that. I sort of mentioned it on.
The thing Saturday, he come on for what were it, 17 minutes?
Ooh. Corner from Millwall. It falls to Jake Cooper, and I think he weren't really expecting it to come to him. And I think he knees it over the bar.
Yeah, he just flings his
it's a flick with left foot, but
yeah. But he come on. Were it 17 minutes? He come on for Cannon Saturday.
Yeah.
But if you're a player who's not getting regular starts, you'd be busting your gut for everything, wouldn't you, to try and make a point that, listen, I want to be the number 9. I want to be the starter.
You would.
Did he do that Saturday? He weren't even running about.
I thought he chased down all right, but I mean, other than that, I'm not going to go to bat for him because I don't think he did anything really. My dad calls him anonymous. Like last couple of times,
you forget he's there.
Yeah, last couple of times we've seen him play, even in his preferred position. I just don't think he's a solo striker, and I think he's really struggling.
I don't think he is either.
I think Ty Campbell is our best at that role because he's powerful and he is quick. But I think Ty Campbell didn't cover himself in glory at all on Saturday either. I thought he was very pedestrian. I thought there were no movement from him at all. You mentioned static. It were a word that we used on 90 after 90 as well. I thought it were really disappointing as well. Yeah. So, and look, all the team have been disappointing recently. So I don't mean to dig any individuals out, but they need to up their levels and quick because it's worrying where we're going.
Another one that people said they were disappointed in, and I actually think he did all right. And I thought Benny.
All right, Ogbenny.
I actually think he did all right. I was quite pleased with him. I don't think it was a bad start for his first game. Yes, I think he could have been a bit more direct, and he could have attacked more and put him under a bit more pressure. But from what we've had out on that right hand side previously, and this I'm not slagging Andre Brooks off. I thought he were better than Andre Brooks.
I agree, and I think that's.
I went. It's his first game. We're not playing very well, and I thought he stood out a bit more than some other players.
Completely agree, mate. Completely agree. And I think we are saying that because we're comparing him to what else we've had out there.
Yeah.
And because I said to my dad, it's great during the game. I'm saying to him, it's great to have like a more traditional winger that can go around the outside. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, but that should be like the minimum that you're expecting. Somebody that can try and take the man on and try and get to the byline. He says that shouldn't be a tick in the box because he does the basics. It should be where we start off, and then we should be saying, oh, well, we've got a better winger in than that, and that's where we should build. And he's right. We're saying it's good because it's better than what we've had, whereas what we had hasn't been fit for purpose. And that's not necessarily Brooks' fault. He's just been put out on the right wing last couple of seasons, really. Not really found his feet in that role. So Dave the Nose is convinced he's not a winger.
Yeah, my brother said the same when he's been when we're watching. He's like, I've said, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and my brother's like, yeah, but when he first come in, I think when we're playing poor in Premier League, he was in centre mid, and he were playing quite well there, or he were doing all right, and then he's been switched out to be a winger, and he's like, he's not a winger. If you're going to stick him back at centre mid, and then judge him from that.
Yeah. John says, I'm sure we could have signed better midfielders in the window. Recruitment was poor. Tom Ince would have been an upgrade. No, he wouldn't. No, John. Got to hope we come good. Up the blades, up all the rambles. Like and subscribe. I don't think a 33, 34-year-old Tom Ince improves as much. In all honesty, you can't get him Watford team. So
no.
I'm not sure he improves us. Sam says, are we able to bring in any free agents if we could that could come in and help our current squad? Yes, we are able to. I'm not sure we will do because he's already talked about there being too many players in the building. And I agree with him. There are too many. Ray says, Charlton came up from League One and we didn't lay a glove on them. It doesn't bode well. I think it's slightly harsh on Charlton way up.
Thing is with them teams as well, when they come up, a lot of them. And I think Charlton have recruited very well.
Yes, they have.
For a team that's come up
quietly. Yeah, they have.
Especially when they're not like Wrexham who can spend £30 million.
Correct.
They have to be careful. And I think they recruited well for what their team stands for: a hard-working, well-drilled, organised team. And they've got the players in for that. And it worked. Saturday they came. They're frustrated. They stuck to their game plan. And as the game went on, they got more and more confident that they could go on and win the game. And it's what they did.
Absolutely right. And I think they came to do a job on us, and they did. They did exactly what they came to do.
I never expected them. I think they didn't really know how we were going to line up, or even though Wilder alluded to it and said that Nathan Jones probably knows that, but they don't know probably what to expect because I think their players would have expected new manager bounce, Wilder's back, so it's kind of
higher tempo.
Yeah, it's kind of let's sit back, see what they've got, and then we'll find our feet and get into this game, and it's exactly what they did. Agreed.
Jack says the problem we've got is the owners meddled with something that wasn't broken. We had a solid foundation. He had them running through walls. Yes, there were issues, but he had a summer to sort them. Should have had a summer to improve. Instead, he's got the same issues as last season with a mentally fragile team.
Yep.
Andrew says the only team in recent times to avoid relegation with this kind was our neighbours back in 2007. Yeah, so
Loser has a shot from edge of box and he hits it high over the bar.
He's the captain now, isn't he? Yeah. Ian says, evening Jimmy and Jord. Not watching the game, but here for the general chat. Keep up the great content, up the blades, up the FCAB. Up the Football Content Awards, Blades Ramble. Nice. Thank you, Ian. Much appreciated, pal. Ray says there were a bit of booing at the officials. Yeah. The officials took some stick.
Rightly so. Well, Gaz alluded to it, didn't he? I know he can't go too deep on it, and he likes to stick up for his referees, which is fair enough. But there were that one booking on Gus, weren't they? What we all saw were a great tackle.
Yeah.
And he basically said he couldn't quite believe he got booked for it. So it was it frustrated life out of us, that referee Saturday.
Albert Barr from Watford. Yeah, to be honest, it's it's no secret because we were on talking about it last stream we were on. Yeah. Gaz Dunn is a Platinum Rambler and he's a qualified referee. He does it professionally. He runs the line in a lot of professional games as well. So we always like to have him. We had him on for a watch along, and I always find him absolutely fascinating. And what you'll get from Gaz is straight down line honesty, but he will also protect his colleagues and give you a referee's perspective on why a call may have been made. Whether he agrees with it or not, he's just trying to give you the justification behind the decisions. So I always find it really interesting, and we've always got loads of good questions for him. Gaz came on 90 after 90, and Gaz never has a pop at the referee because he knows what it's like to have somebody have a pop at you when, he was saying same. I was not impressed with he weren't like properly going in, but you could tell if I'd have let him, then he probably would have done. He was trying to restrain himself.
Yeah.
But he thought referee were poor, I think. And just surmising, I don't want to get Gaz in any bother at all, and it's unfair for me to single him out, but I think it speaks volumes when somebody who's usually so level-headed and actively tries to look for reasoning behind decisions that he couldn't justify some of the calls that were made on Saturday. So
I think Charlton fans would probably agree as well.
Absolutely. That wasn't the reason we lost. That wasn't the reason we lost.
Be happy with referee because there were a lot of decisions I saw, and and their fans in crowd were getting frustrated with him.
Yeah, that's right.
It weren't just, because he made a few.
It's a poor header.
Ball gets played out at 6-yard box by Ryan Lennon at right hand side, and Coburn runs onto it. He hits it up at bar from 6 yards out.
Oh, look at that.
It's a great chance. Yeah, but so Charlton fans were frustrated. So it weren't just for United; it was for both teams. I thought he had a poor game.
Agreed, mate. Agreed. Couldn't watch earlier, but praying you confronted Cal about this betting nonsense. What's the betting nonsense? I don't know. Jay, tell me about it, and I'll make sure I confront him next time. Don't worry about that. Smiler says it'll be my 60th birthday on Wednesday. Well, happy 60th birthday for Wednesday. I have it on good authority that it's Chris Wilder's birthday tomorrow as well. So Lee Edridge today, Chris Wilder tomorrow, and Smiler on Wednesday. That's brilliant. Happy birthday, pal. Is Patrick Bamford a free agent? I would take him. John, are we stuck in 2018? Is this why you want to sign Tom Ince and Pat Bamford? Are they going to really improve us? Pat Bamford,
How much
Jord?
is Bamford going to want wages wise? It's a no from me.
It's a no from Jord. Do you know what my dad would take?
I've never been a massive fan of him. I think he spends half the time throwing himself on the floor trying to win free kicks, and it frustrates the life out of me.
Yeah, he does me too.
And is he a great finisher?
No.
I beg to differ, if someone can argue a point against it, then fair enough, and I'll take it, and I'll hold my hands up. But I don't think he's a great finisher.
Godfrey's a wrong back nor a right back, says Chrissy Ancelotti. Daz says, only pulling your leg, Jim. You sound nothing like the lad following the bigger team in the town. That'll be some derby next season in Barnsley. Yeah, it will. Tom says, Leeds could be on 40 points at Christmas, beat Liverpool away, and that Callum would still say they're going down. Beta FC. Ooh. He's got a bite, though, hasn't he? He's got a bite there. If he's a beta, Tom, you've bitten to his... He's convinced Leeds finish bottom. Leeds are only a point away from Sunderland, who everybody is saying will stay up. Leeds they've had 2 wins in 5 games, and it's not a bad start, really.
The thing is, when Leeds went up, obviously before, they were the stronger team that were probably more ready for Premier League.
Yeah.
Than any, than all 3 of them.
That's from outside looking in. That's from outside. Leeds fans might say different. They definitely needed a new goalkeeper. They've got that.
Yeah, I think they probably could have had a better transfer window, but they've still improved. I think that the players that they brought in, they've definitely still improved. I'm not so sure they will go down. Personally, I'm not saying that they're going to finish top half, but I can see Leeds battling this season, and I think they'll pick up more points at home. Even though I know they beat Wolves away yesterday, I think they'll pick up more points at home than they will away. And I think they might finish about 15th. Is my prediction for Leeds.
I think it'll be tight. I'm not saying I think they'll struggle to stay up, but I don't think it's a slam dunk that they finish bottom like Cal thinks. So
yeah, I don't think so.
See.
I don't think so.
Well, we'll see. I think Burnley have more of a chance of finishing below Leeds. I think Wolves, looking at current form,
West Ham
really poor. West Ham will make a change, I think, and maybe
I think they will, and they might. But as of now, Leeds are a better team than West Ham.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting anyway. Love a bit of Championship football, me lad, says Lewis. Best division to watch. Classic second tier encounter this. As Millwall come down the left-hand side. Oh, Watford tried to, sorry. Classic second tier encounter this. Agree with Jord. Much as I want Matos to work, we need a Vinny Souza in there. Someone that can cover that kind of ground with that kind of physicality is so important at higher levels. Up the Ramble, up the Blades. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Lewis. Dad says Bindon scored for 21s today. That's good. Nick Cook, who I've just seen, has sent a huge super chat to the Ramble account. Thank you, pal. Look, when Millwall get the ball in midfield, the forwards run into the box. Something we need to do. Let's watch this then. So midfield have got the ball now in the centre.
Coburn straight there, isn't he?
Coburn, yeah, on last man.
Right there. Is it?
And they play it through the lines and nearly get it to Coburn. Nick Cook. Nice. And thank you again, Pally. Appreciate that. Nige says it's got 1-1 written all over this. After you said 0-0. Ha ha ha, Nige. It's that lack of sleep with newborn. That's what it is. It's affecting your judgment. I hope the family's well, pal. Jack says, our main problem before Sousa got injured was our attack. Our midfield needed strengthening even before Sousa went, but we didn't strengthen like we should have.
Okay, Ballo knocks it. No, it's not Ballo.
Oh.
It were, is it a match? I don't know how do you say his name. Emakchu?
Bless you.
He knocks it
22.
past right back, doesn't he? Gets into the box, he falls over, gets to the byline here. He tries to play it back across, but he just goes out of play.
Just dribbles it out of
Good
play, doesn't he?
though.
Bryce says, will Bamford be a bad shout?
The thing is, we're saying that we're talking about Bamford. We've got Danny Ings, if he can stay fit.
Danny Ings. I'd rather have Danny Ings.
Bamford all day long, but it's
of course you would.
Again, it's just keeping him fit. If he can stay fit, he'll be a good addition.
Look, I hadn't spoken to my
Great
dad about
ball in
Bamford.
behind for Ballo. Lines it shielded out by Kevin.
I hadn't spoken to my dad about Bamford for 6 months, to be fair, so I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he would have had Bamford 6 months ago, undoubtedly. Yeah. So whether that's changed now with personnel changes at United, I'm not sure, but he always rated him at championship level. So, yeah, I don't know. Cooler King says, if someone offered $4 million in January for O'Hare, would you take it? Yes, I would.
Yeah. I think so. Do you know, I really wanted it to work out for him, and I love his work rate, and that's what we always want someone who gives 100%, and I think he does.
Yeah, he does.
But he's just lacking in end product, really lacking. I mean, he had 2 shots on the Saturday, I remember, and it trickled towards keeper, and I'm thinking, my 6-year-old nephew could probably hit the ball harder than he can, and do you know what I mean? It's like, and then sometimes. I feel like he goes forward and then he holds onto the ball too long.
Yeah.
There's times he could play someone in behind and he holds onto it just too long and then they've got every man back. So I feel like look at ball.
Ryan, we're crossing into the box. It's through everybody and it's cleared out for a corner. But he did get through that. Mm-hmm. Decent cross from Joe Bryan.
Yeah, I feel like O'Hare sometimes slows our attack down. And I think he's not. I don't think he's been as good as what I were expecting him to be.
I think he's deceptively slow as well because he's got little legs. I think he moves his legs quickly, but he don't move that quickly with it. So
I like I say, I really like his effort and his work rate. His work rate's, it is good, but you've got to have a bit more about you. It needs to be better creatively in that number 10.
Corner from Millwall, outswinger.
Oh, Jake, look, they're looking for it, Jake. Every time, if you get a corner against Millwall, you've got to be cacking it because.
Of course, you have.
He
6'7", Jake Cooper.
Aerial threat. I mean, he loses his man, doesn't he? And he gets a free header. But
you need your best header on Jake Cooper, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't just allow young midfield lad to be marking him. Ray says, Ben. The Preston channel, that's Ben HD, said Cannon will score in a 2 up top, but he ain't no good as a lone striker. They had him at Preston and we scored a few. Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's better in a 2.
And maybe that, listen, come Saturday, you never know. It could be Campbell and Cannon up top. And if he plays well and scores, we're all going to be like, bloody hell, where's that come from? Again, it's playing your players in right positions, but he's not shown anything where any are confident on him. That's the problem, isn't it?
Jack says having a striker that runs is great, but when Aimer is the only player able to provide the service, it's a bad look. Yes, for me right now, is he's not offering the service needed, meaning O'Hare. But in terms of, I don't even think Hamer's offering
no, he's not.
The chances up. It's not like Hamer's the only player capable, because we know we've got more than Hamer that's capable of creating chances, but Hamer's not creating them either. So
John came on Saturday though, and he looked like a bleeding kid who'd won a competition. He couldn't control the ball. He kept losing it all the time. And
exactly the same.
He was rubbish. It probably seems it's like a broken record, a stuck record. We keep saying the same thing over and over again, but you can only say what's happening. You can only judge what's happening.
Of course you can.
Yep, Chong, he didn't impress me when he come on.
Me neither, mate. Me neither. Fortunately, I wish I could disagree.
What do you think to McGuinness?
What do I think to McGuinness?
What do you think to his performance Saturday?
Okay.
I didn't think that bad, and I know a lot of people. I know he was misjudging headers.
Yeah, he was.
But
disappointing.
He was winning a lot of headers as well. So
it's his pace that worries me, but I think with
He's very
Tanganga,
slow.
it'll get him out of trouble.
Yeah, it will.
So I don't mind it. But I thought it were okay.
yeah, too bad.
No, Bryce says no to selling O'Hare for 4 mil. I would. Nige says Campbell's had his best ever season in his career. He won't hit last season's heights again.
This is what you've been worrying about, isn't it?
I do believe a certain Rambler was saying that in the close season and getting some stick for it as well. I don't want to be right about that, obviously, but it's a fear at the back of my mind, and my dad's mentioned it as well. Neil says, Jord, if we get a target man in Jan, we'll still won't get down to the byline and cross the ball in. Never did it with Ollie Mack and Kiefer, so why start in January?
That's a fair point.
It's not just about getting to the byline and crossing it in, though. It's about someone who can hold it and make it stick at top of the pitch as well. So McBurney, I wouldn't say McBurney's a target man, but he certainly was able to hold the ball up well and keep the ball at the top of the pitch. I thought Billy Sharp were very good at doing that as well in his later years when he wasn't, always like in front of them.
Didsy weren't a target man, but how many times would he come a bit shorter and keep hold at ball, allowing players to run, then in behind?
Yeah, absolutely
and,
right. There's different ways to break a team down and pull them apart, isn't there? But yeah, I agree with Neil's general point though in terms of we're not getting down sides and crossing it in for anybody at the minute.
Yeah.
So we're not beating a man at fullback. So
yeah.
Ogbenny plays on the wing for Ireland, but all Ireland do is hoof it up to Ferguson and feed on knockdowns. Isn't Ings a target man when fit? Of course, says Bright. Not in the traditional sense. I think when people are talking about target men traditionally, I think they mean like a big centre forward who can either hold it up or be an aerial threat.
And the thing on Saturday as well, how many times were Cooper getting ball and just going along? We started off with playing a long back line, weren't working. So next minute we're going along. We're expecting Tyrese Campbell to win it. He's not. It weren't going to happen. So then, if you have got a target man there, he's probably going to have more chance of winning them headers when it's coming up or chesting it down or out like that, to then hold it up and allow players to then advance forward. So
absolutely right, Jody boy.
There's no points worth making.
Ed says the level in the Championship is higher this year than it was last year, except at the top. There isn't a 100-point team in the league this year. Last year there were 2. I completely agree with that. I think the level below us, there's nobody below us at the minute, but the level at the bottom of the division is higher than it was last season. So you're going to have to be better than you were last year to get out of it.
Yeah, teams that what really, really surprised me is even them teams that were finishing down at bottom last season. I'm not saying they've spent loads of money, but they've improved the teams and chucked a bit of cash, like a little bit of cash at it. And it's not something that I expect. I think a lot of teams knew this year that it was their chance to try and improve their team and have a pop. And we're seeing it with teams that are up at. I know obviously Middlesbrough doing really well. They've changed the manager, but they're always there and thereabouts. Preston are ones that seem to finish mid-table. They're having a good go at it this season, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Start with. So it's like teams that you wouldn't expect have invested, and it's paying off a little bit for them.
Yeah, Ecky's doing really well at Preston. Scott says, I'm not going to lie, I've lost all interest on anything Sheffield United at the minute, just numb to it. I know it's only 6 games, but I normally watch everything Blades. I've just turned my brain off to it. It's a shame when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, I think, I know Dave the Nose were in a similar boat when towards the end of Sayers' reign. And I think a lot of players...
Loser with a good effort from about 30 yards. Down to the keeper's left, he saves it.
But hopefully Chrissy Wilder will be the man to turn everybody back again. Scott, I know what you mean, pal, but...
There's not going to be anyone more motivated than Chris Wilder right now, especially after that first game. He held his hands up, didn't he, and said, I think it's a tougher job than I actually anticipated.
Do you think he makes any big changes, though, Jord?
What, Saturday?
Yeah. Or do you think he keeps faith with him and says go again?
Well, he did that last season, didn't he? When we were all saying it needs a change. He was stubborn.
Yeah, he was.
And he didn't change it.
We lost 3 on spin.
We lost 3 on spin. Near enough cost us. Well, did cost us as automatics, didn't it? But I honestly don't know. I don't know which way he's going to go there.
No.
But for us to be, I think, have more attacking threat, we need to up top.
Jack says Charlton are teams you shouldn't be dropping points to, especially at home. Yeah, but you shouldn't also be expecting to rock up and beat them without really putting it in, Jack. And I think we we sort of assumed, or the majority of us assumed, that United were going to beat Charlton. And in hindsight, Charlton were probably a poor game for us to play, knowing that they would have to wall up anyway and be defensively solid against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
We played into their hands a little bit, and we weren't good enough. Blades 1889-10 says, I think Ogbenny wasn't able to attack as much as he could, as he was forever telling Godfrey to come back out wide into the right back position. So I think he had that at the back of his mind. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, and hype. I didn't notice that, to be honest.
Which, if that's true, is crazy, because last season we had Gilchrist there and Raksaki, and Raksaki would never get back and help out.
Right,
So it's like
Raksaki no track back here.
it's like opposite, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Brett says, evening lads, we will come good. We just need the players' confidence to come back and look like we want the ball, like hot potato at times on Saturday. Only Gus looks like he wants to shoot and peck. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It says, Bamford presses well, holds the ball well, and gives 100% every game. If he stays fit, he's a top championship striker. Helen says, when Wilder talks about there being too many pros and it needs reducing, is he talking about the first team? So reduce the first team to around 25 from 30 to 32 currently. Yeah, that's what he's talking about, Helen, I think, in terms of there's too many involved in the first team. And it's way too many.
Like you had Sasnaukis, you had Ryan O'Neill. Players like them that need loans, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
And getting them out on loan, because they classed as part of first team at the moment. I know they... Sasnaukis, I think he played today for 21s, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Obviously, I know that some of them are dropping back down to that level, but I'd much rather them go out on loan now than being that 21 squad, because they need to be playing first team football, don't they?
Yeah, that's true. JSUFC says, Rainbet, he's getting paid $. Is this Cal? He's sold out on us. Cal's swimming in money, absolutely swimming in money. He don't need any more from Rainbet. So yeah, he's listen. He's good. He's great content, and I really enjoy his stuff. So
it's more than super chats he keeps getting.
If he's getting paid, then fair play to him. He's good, entertaining stuff. I really like him. I wouldn't say that to his face, but that's the truth of it. Jimmy Dunn is looking like a dream right now, says Jack. Well, he'd have been here, wouldn't he? Here come Millwall down left-hand side, and it's out for a corner. Brett says, Charlton came to the lane to stop and slow down momentum, and the ref helped them no end in that respect. Blew for anything he could, and even stuff I didn't even realise he could. Up the Blades, up all the Rambles, like and subscribe. Aid says 17 goals in the 2021 season. In the Prem for Bamford. If he's fit, he can score, Jord. He's not fit. He's never fit. That's the first thing I would say to that as well. But that's 5 years ago.
Yeah, I'm more thinking recently. He's not been fit enough. He's been absolutely troubled with injuries. So saying that, so has Danny Ings.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm talking about that, but so has Danny Ings. He's been troubled with injuries. He's come in, played one game, 20 minutes for us, and he's been injured. So, yeah.
Yeah. Jack says, Brett, we slowed the game down ourselves. We're a promotion-chasing club with a good squad. We're not a promotion-chasing squad at the minute, are we? Club at the minute. And yet the common issue we have seen is our attack is slow and we can't break teams down. We are very slow and we can't break teams down. We're a promotion-chasing side. He corrects himself there. Tom says, you'll do for me, sir. Marching on together. Rice says, evening, Jim. Bamford holds the ball up well and brings others into play. He's better than people think. It's just his injuries that wouldn't be worth the gamble for you. I think he's in, and the money he'd cost. I'd listen to a Leeds fan more than my judgment, because you watched him more. So if you know, I'll hold my hands up and say, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Fair enough. I think from games I'd seen him, and maybe it's one of them where if he plays for your team and he's all right, if he's taking a dive or whatever, and it's frustrating things, but he's getting them fouls. You might like it when he plays for you, but when he plays against you, it frustrates life out of me and do me head in a lot. He was constantly at ref moaning all the time. I think just get on with your game. The poo-housery. And so maybe that's why I had a dislike to him. So, and I've got tinted glasses on with that, and not seeing. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of his character, but the things that turn me off about Bamford is the cost and the injury record. Yeah. So I think those are the two main things, and the best ability, Jord, we all know.
His availability.
His availability, correct. Shout out Prince Abdullah, hope you're well. Bryce says, apart from the second half at Arsenal, I don't think Leeds were outclassed in any of their games, to be fair. Have been outclassed in any of their games. I haven't watched an awful lot of Leeds this season, but the record's been decent, hasn't it? So fair play to him. Bindon alone playing in the under-21s, just saying, it says it all, doesn't it? Says Jack. Well, if he's not going to play in the first team, you want to keep him fit, don't you? So I've no real issue with that. It's just I don't know where he fits in since we've brought in the influx of centre-halves that we have. It says no team has really broken us down apart from Arsenal, who finished second in the last 3 seasons. There you go then. That's decent, isn't it? Neil says this season in the Prem, there are lots of teams in transition in one way or another, so it could be the season that the newly promoted teams have a chance of staying up. Yeah, I agree. I think Wolves are banging trouble. A lot of people thought Brentford might struggle as well, with Keith Andrews going in hugely inexperienced, and they've lost a lot of big hitters. So we'll see. I certainly think Sunderland have started off the strongest, but Leeds aren't far behind them now. And I think it's too easy to write anybody off at this point in time. Brett says, we did slow ourselves down, Jack. I've said before that we get past a man or pressed and we pass it back out of fear of losing it all the way back to Cooper for the long ball. It's confidence. It'll come. Tom says, Bamford was good in 2019, being injured for 3 seasons, though, marching on together up the Ramble. Sam says, I don't think we are the team for O'Hare, and also Robbins managed to get the best out of him. Did he, though? Did he? Did he get the best out of him? Where did Coventry finish with Gyökeres, O'Hare and Hamer in the side? They didn't get promoted. And you'd think that were a cheat code at Championship level, having them 3 in. We've now got 2 of the 3.
And then look where other ones at.
Yeah, I know.
Seeing where other ones progress to.
Yeah, exactly.
Other 2 were sat with us, so...
Debs, hang on. They'll come Millwall down left-hand side again. A little bit slow.
Oh, what is that? That's like watching... You were talking about Callum, that's something he'd do.
Debs says, hi, Jimmy and Jord. My voting is done. Yours is always the best, Jimmy. Thank you, Debs. Appreciate that. So we are up for the Football Content Awards. I will start putting the link in the description if anybody would be so kind as to vote for us. But yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you, Debs. Nige says, yeah, all good. Cheers, Jimmy. Missy's in a bit of pain, obviously, but that's what I'm here for. She's just a bit stubborn. Yeah, good stuff. Hope you're well, mate. Jack says, I see your point, but I didn't come last season with the same players. He didn't come last season with the same players. The attack in this formation will not come. We haven't strengthened the team in the areas needed. O'Hare had 6 assists the whole season.
It's got to be a foul.
Yeah, it has.
There's a long ball up from keeper. Coburn's getting absolutely manhandled by Kebba. You know, it's a foul all day long. Millwall, I've got possession now and been intercepted by Watford. But yeah, how is that not a foul?
Ridiculous. He grabbed him round waist, didn't he?
Yeah, and then threw him to the floor.
And then lifted him up, yeah. Daz says it's a hard no for Bamford. Brett says, Jack, you're a blade. This is what we do. Mark Meldrew says, good evening, chaps. Hope you're both well. Still annoyed about Saturday. What a shock. Seriously, don't see where it gets better at the minute. Not one positive to cling on to. See, the thing with Mark is, and you know him just as well as I do.
I can agree with that a bit. I mean, is there a positive to cling on? What's this positive? Wilder's back? Because performances on the pitch aren't a positive, are they?
What I will say is, because Mark can flip-flop, and I don't know whether he'd admit that himself, so apologies if he took offence to that, but talk to me, Mark, after Wilder's presser and see how you feel about going into Saturday. Because I think, like he often does to me, I think Wilder will turn you around and get you ready for weekend.
That happens a lot with me. And I agree. I listen to him and I'm like, and Mark will probably agree as well. I think he'll listen to Wilder at something and be like, right, ready for it. But it's then when you see performance.
But we need that though, don't we? We need that as part of that's part of him bringing us together again and keeping us on board. And it shouldn't be sort of just, oh, hang on. Oh, another corner to Millwall. 3 minutes added rather than the 1 that they initially said. But yeah, that's a real feather in the cap of Wilder that he keeps the fans on side despite what's going on at the football club. So Yeah, it's we'll wait and see. Wait and see what he says this week. It is what we do, says Jack. But I saw an entire season we were waiting for the attack to click. We don't suit this formation. Would you change the formation, Jord?
I think so.
Get back.
I think so. And the two formations we're playing is either we can either go three. Well, these three. Then I'm thinking of a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 or a 4-4-2. It just, I'm more leaning towards the two up top though.
Yeah.
So and Wilder did it last season when we had two up top, and look at in then playoff semi-finals, we were comfortable, weren't we?
So that's Cannon and Campbell at the minute, though, isn't it? With no other options.
It'd have to be Cannon and Campbell, wouldn't it? And then Oney will be on bench and be other striker to come off at bench until Danny Ings comes back and gets fit.
Tom says 10 million for Cannon will kill your PSR next season, especially if your parachute payments run out. Well, parachute payments will run out, but we paid 4 million for Tom Cannon, rising to 7. So I don't. It was a misquoted figure, the 10 that we all got at the time, but I'm informed that it's closer.
Makes you feel a little bit better.
4 to 7. It does a little bit.
It makes you feel a little bit better knowing you've only paid 4. I said only, but you've paid 4 million, not 10.
Toddy says, unfortunately, this is what we get when we buy and loan rubbish. Said at the start of the season, Barry Bindon should be nowhere near our squad.
Yeah, he's not lived up to what.
No, he hasn't.
We potentially thought he might offer us. He's very one-dimensional, isn't he?
Yeah, agreed. I can't beat a man.
No, he's lightweight as well. He's very lightweight. He might not ball past someone, but if they've read it, they just shield him away from ball, and he's not going to get there because he's not strong enough to beat a man to it.
Fair, mate, fair. Jack says, yes, Jim Hamer isn't providing either, but this plays into the only relying on him. Hamer himself had 7 assists from the left. Sousa, Peck and O'Hare had 9 combined. Nige says, O'Hare's pressing is 100% spot on, but his attacking quality is poor. Scared to shoot. Been very disappointed with him, and I was wanting it to work for him, but agreed with you, Jord. He's too slow in attacking. I don't think he's any power in his shots either. I think this is some of these. He's shot shy, and I don't think he gets any power behind his efforts at all. Daz says, didn't he play the 2 at Burnley away last season and scored? Cannon, that being.
Cannon
did he play in a 2 in that game?
I was there, but
did he play in a 2 that game?
Raymond Moore, weren't it? I think.
Oh yes, it might have been. Yeah,
if I remember right. I'm sure it Raymond Moore who played up top.
Nice. Jack says, Burrows, our left back, created more chances last season than our number 10. I know we hate stats, but it shows. Cooper went long that many times. I thought we'd re-signed more. Cooler King says, you'll have to be much higher up the table if you want to attract talent in January. Below us is League One, Jimmy. I know, Brian. I thought that as soon as I said anybody below us, yeah, there's nobody below us, is there?
We're going to say below us is Barnsley because we're talking about Cal at the same time and all.
So, yeah. Great point, Cooler King. 100% spot on with that, meaning that we have to do better in league if we're going to attract anybody in January. Lads, how many of the new players do you think Wilder would have brought for his system? Obviously, Ings, me, and Tanganga, but not sure about the rest. I can see a lot going back in Jan. It will be rate. Okay, so who do you think? Should we go through the signings? See if I can get them up. In fact, I'll just get the squad up, and then we'll be able to tell from looking at the squad. So, Jord, let's have a look then. Teams, men's first team. So, Tanganga, yes, he would have signed, undoubtedly. Ben Godfrey.
I think he would have.
I think he would have done. Tyler Bindon.
No,
I don't think he would. Ben Mee.
Yeah.
Nils Zetterstrom.
See, he's come out and said...
He said yes, I think no.
I'm not so sure on it either.
Mark McGuinness.
I think he would have.
I'm not sure.
I think he's a Wilder type player, me.
Mikhail Polendikov.
No.
Samari.
No.
Ukaki.
No.
Chong.
No.
Matos.
I
I don't think so.
Do you know? I think he would have.
Ings,
Yeah.
Ogbenny,
Yeah.
Louis Barry.
Went Wilder after Barry last season.
Yeah.
So I think I'll say yeah on that one.
Yeah, so there's not many there, is there?
I probably named half. I think I said yeah to half. Probably not.
Interesting. Good question, Brett. Mark says we go another 4 or 5 games without a win and lose everyone, and we're gone.
If we lose, what will that be? 10.
Yeah, another 4 games on spin.
If we lose 10 out of 10, then we're deep in. We're as much in trouble as what Wednesday were last season what season before when they had 1 or 2 points, whatever it were, and Roll coming and had to change it all.
Jack reckons he'd only signed Ings, me and Tanganga. J619 says only 6 points behind Southampton and Ipswich. Finish above them and we'll be in the playoffs.
And that's how we're looking at that. You know, there's teams down there, and you've expected Southampton and Ipswich to have had stronger starts. I think Ipswich obviously I know their game got called off, but Ipswich have only beat us
5-0.
I think they've drawn. They've drawn 2 or 3. But
3, I think. Yeah.
They've only beat us.
John says not a Robbo fan, but do you think he was worth keeping? Man of the match for Birmingham. I'll let you answer this, Jord.
Wait, my view is that I didn't like him. So but you know when we say we need, I was going to say we needed leaders around, but I didn't think he would a voice. But were he a leader? I personally didn't think he were. I don't think I used to see him being a leader on the pitch. He was just one of them that would fly into tackles and, you know, and that'd get crowd going, wouldn't it? That was the type of player he were.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion. And I was glad when he went. So.
Freddie says thoughts on Wednesday's second goal against Pompey. I ain't seen it.
Don't blame him.
Is this where they played on through an injury or something like that?
Yeah. So the ball, I think it's Valerie.
Cal mentioned it.
Valerie knocks the ball up of the halfway line. I can't remember who Portsmouth centre half is.
Shaughnessy, weren't it?
That's it. And he's running to it, and he gets probably about a yard away from ball, and then goes down. And at the same time, that I think it's Brown. The young lad who scored, he's running on, you know, because obviously he's chasing the ball down himself. And then
he carries on, doesn't he?
He carries on. In that split second, if he sees him go down, there's no way anyone's putting ball. It happens too quick for him to, and it weren't an head injury either.
Yeah, right? I don't mind it. I don't know it's them lot, but I don't mind it.
We
wouldn't expect.
I honestly think if we did that, we wouldn't be completely. You know, we won't. We'd be like, why should we? It's not an head injury. And that's the main thing. I think I've never pulled my hamstring or tore it or popped it, whatever. So I don't know the pain. But we are close. O'Shaughnessy with the ball. I think he could have maybe carried on a little bit and then kicked it straight out, or just took an heavy touch or whatever. It goes down, and like I say, Brown's anticipated it, and it happens so quick. And next minute he's into the box, and he's having a shot on goal. I don't personally blame him. I think it's the referee's job there to stop play. But it weren't an head injury, so he's well within his rights to carry on. And he's a young lad as well. First thing he's thinking is he's only started a couple of games in cup. It's a chance to go 1-on-1 with keeper, have a shot on goal, maybe scored his first professional goal. Yeah. He's not going to be thinking about putting ball out there. He's going to be excited, and he's going to want to have a shot on goal and try and score, and he did. And yeah, I don't think I can blame him.
Andrew says left field shout. When Norwich signed Godfrey from York, he was a holding midfielder. I've noticed he's quite good on the ball, and with his height and tackling ability, could he do a Sousa type role, tin hat on? What I will say is, it's not my first preference, and certainly not at the forefront of my mind. But we signed Hamza Chowdhury to be a holding midfielder, and ended up playing him at right back, and he did a better job than any at right backs that we had.
Yeah.
So who's to say we can't reverse engineer that? And Godfrey might do a job in centre midfield. It's not something I'd want to look at really per se, but why not? If he has played there previously, which I weren't aware of, it might not be the worst shout in the world. That
we're gonna have to try something, aren't we? We've got January until we can make. It's a long way off that until we can make some more signings or get rid of players to bring some more signings in.
He is the closest thing we've got to a Vinny Souza type, in that regard.
In stature.
Mm.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
Finn says, would love for us to go 2 up top, but not sure we have enough strikers. Ideally, you want Campbell and Ings together, but you can't guarantee they'll be fit. Really wish we'd signed another striker. Can't help but ask why we weren't in for this Irakunda fella. Looks great whenever I've seen him. You could say that about a few players, Finn, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think we had his house in order all summer, to be honest, in terms of transfers. We were slow to get off mark, and we were never in fight for any better players that available earlier in the window. Mm. Jack says, the comments I'm making aren't supposed to be negative. I think it's just evident that this summer wasn't up to what our club are capable of. Wilder is the man. He will do what he does best. I think more of the under-21 players, I believe, hang on. So that's in response to Cooler King, who says, when Wilder talks about trimming the squad, is he mainly talking about players signed during Sayers' time in charge? I don't believe so. And Jack says here, I think more of the under-21 players, I believe, Cooler King, Long, and maybe a couple of loans. Yeah, I agree. I think maybe Binden goes back. I think Louis Barry might be in trouble, even though we haven't got that many options out wide, so that might save him. But he's certainly not pulled up any trees. No. Godfrey, I think he'll keep Godfrey. Personally. I know some people have talked about him maybe going back. But I think players like Shackleton,
well, I hope he improves.
Yeah. Yeah, may do.
If his performances carry on as they have been, there's every chance he then might go back.
But like Shackleton, Ukaki, I'd get Brooks out on loan.
Shackleton's got to be one of them that he gets rid of.
I'd hope so.
You could even just pay him off, because you're paying him a wage to be here to do nothing. It's been a poor signing.
Yeah. Aid says, remember that Leeds have played 2 teams that finished in the Champions League spots last season. Sunderland haven't played those bigger sides yet, so for us to be 1 point behind them is a positive place to be. Yeah, I agree. There's no shade on Leeds from us here. I think it's completely agree. Were you going to say something, Jord? Sorry, mate.
No, I was saying, I think it's a fair point. Yeah, I think, like I said, I don't think Leeds are going to be top half material, but I know Cal's said he thinks they're going to be bottom. I don't think they will. I think they'll stay up.
Big call that. Mark says, evening Jimmy and Jord. I'm usually quite positive regarding United, but I've seen this scenario before with Harry Haslam and Danny Bagheera. It's got relegation written all over it. Wow.
Do you know what? So there's me, my brother, and my mate, and an auntie and uncle that all sit together. And my mate said it says it stinks of that season under Mickey Adams.
No doubt.
And that's the feeling that he's got.
Don't. You know what makes it 10 times worse? The Rambler road trip to Wembley might not happen. Keep the faith, pal. Keep the faith. David says, Mark, Star Trek gives you plenty of Klingons. I think Mark was saying he'd no hope to cling on to, so David's offering him a bit of Star Trek. Blades 1889 says, I only noticed the Ogbenny thing with Godfrey because me and the son were sat in front of the cop straight on in line with them, and all first half Ogbenny kept giving him the hand signal to come out wide. Okay, interesting. Bryce says CW has only had 5 days with the squad. He has a full week now to put his ideas over. Yeah.
The thing with us as well, we need a win just to get a bit of confidence behind them and try and build some momentum. Things might suddenly start clicking into place then once they play with a bit of confidence behind them.
Completely agree.
Until that happens, that's why we're all a bit negative at the moment, aren't we? And we're finding it hard to see them positive. Yeah.
Brett says the positives are that Wilder only had 5 days with the squad he didn't assemble or have time to drill. And we did look better in areas. We're suffering from low confidence and Wilder's a proven motivator. John says BBD, Archer and Raksaki would be ideal now. Definitely one of them. Finn says, I agree. On Saturday, I'd go with me, McGuinness, Tanganga, Burrows and Ogbenny, Matos and Samari with Hamer in front, and then Campbell and Cannon together up top. I think that's the best we can currently do. Sonny Glasby of Glasby's Pallets, main sponsor of Ramble FC, says, evening, gents. The next 5 fixtures look like a good run to get this team going. Really? Do you think? I understand most people are down, but there were some positives from the game. Give him time. Keep the faith in Wilder up the Ramble. Top man, Sonny, but I do think this running looks pretty tricky.
I think it's tricky.
So, like, away at Oxford, never easy. Never easy.
And picked up a great win at Bristol City.
Played really well. Then we've got Southampton at home. Then we're away at Hull, who've just beat Southampton at home.
Yeah.
McBurney will be desperate to score. And then we go into international break, don't we? So,
yeah. The thing what it's proving this season, though, is anyone can beat anyone.
That's true.
It's not
so
a given that just because on paper your team looks fantastic and another team you wouldn't expect to be doing much. It's everyone, all teams apart from United, all teams are turning up and doing some business, aren't they? Like I say, even Wednesday are battling hard and they got their first win at Pompey. No one would have thought that Friday night. If you'd have told me Wednesday win 2-0 at Pompey Friday night,
you'd have laughed, wouldn't you? You'd have laughed.
So,
Jack says this league was here for the taking this season. Absolutely right. Tom says, if you don't go up, if the parachute payments end, are you worried about losing your better players, Hamer, Cooper, etc.? Yeah,
absolutely.
We are. Yeah,
absolutely.
Of course we are. Bryce says, Robbo would run his race with us. You could see he wasn't that interested in being here. For me, trying to get sent off drew the line in the sand, along with his behaviour towards the fans.
I think if Wilder had still been here, you might have seen a different Robbo. But I don't think him and Sellers so eye to eye, and he definitely wanted out. I don't think he wanted to be around, and probably so. Like I said, I agree with that comment. He'd run his, He done what he needed to do at United, and it was time to move on.
Yeah, that's fair. Mark Meldrew says Rob Staten also of Radio Sheffield also said he has the feeling of the 10-11 season under Adams. Godfrey ain't a right back. Sariki isn't the answer. I'd rather Tanganga go right and me at centre back with McGuinness.
Do you know the only thing with that is is Ben Mee quick at 36-year-old? So you've got 2 notoriously slow centre backs there. And that's where Tanganga covers McGuinness being slow, like you alluded to earlier, Jim.
Agreed. Yeah, it's like when we had Harry Maguire at back, and you needed somebody with a little bit. I know Neil Collins wasn't the paciest, but you needed somebody to hide his weaknesses, didn't you? Because he couldn't turn that quick, couldn't Maguire? And look, this is while he obviously went on to a much bigger level and played really well, but he's still at the top level. We're found out with not being able to turn very quickly and things like that. So he needed the right partner. He's going to try his best for a new club, says Bright, but a leopard doesn't change its spots. John says we used to slate Norwood towards the end, but he would do a job now. John, we've got to stop living in the past with some of these names. That's Tom Ince. Who else? There was somebody else that you suggested.
Bamford.
It might be Bamford, yeah, which some people have pushed us back on, which is fair. Norwood as well, playing in League One, doing well, but in League One. It's a different level, John.
We moan that we've not got legs in midfield now. As good as Ollie Norwood were, his legs, legs are gone.
It's like saying get Billy Sharp back because he's still, he's been a great striker. He has, but we can't. David McGoldrick's still playing at League One level. Do we go back and get him? It's they're past their peak. I think is probably the politest way to put it. West, we're off again for the second half. Watford
Nathan Baxter's come on for Selvik. He must have gone, from that when
from the head injury.
Head butted post, yeah.
Wilder had less than a week, says Westwood. Just because it wasn't a fairy tale ending come 5 o'clock, it's not all doom and gloom again. The positive is we have Wilder back. Damned if we do. Oh, doomed if we do. Doomed if we don't. With some fans, I agree with that. With that.
Wilder's first game in charge. For the 3 tenures that he's had, he's lost all 3.
Yeah.
And
it's never ended terribly, has it?
Look what happened after that. Is the positive way I'm going to look at it. You might get some pushbacks from some fans saying, we won promotion on that first one, but then the second time he failed because we didn't go up, and then obviously the third time we're down at bottom of the league. But he's proven that he can get a tune out of these Sheffield United players before and get us to a bit of competitive side. And I'm more than confident that he'll get us back to being a competitive side.
I agree.
I think I just were, like you said, a bit naive to think that it was going to happen straight away, and it might take a little bit longer than we anticipated.
I think the only thing I'd push back on slightly, Westwood, is the fact that, and I've insinuated it this way, I'm not saying you'll mean it this way, but when you say damned if we do, damned if we don't with some fans, I think that's more nerves than negativity. I think it's like an anxiousness to where the results are going to come from, rather than we're always crap, we're always this, we're never going to change. I think it's more like oh God, I just don't see where the next win's coming from. Mark Meldrew says here, we're all scrambling around now looking for answers, and I don't know where they come from. Where's the next win coming from? I mean, you could insinuate that as being negative. I think it's more like we're struggling. We're struggling to
we're
get
not
us edge around it.
Anything. We're not scoring goals. We're not creating anything. So I agree with it, because if that keeps on happening like that, we're not going to win games of football. You've got to start creating stuff and making keeper work, and keeping clean sheets is a start.
Yeah,
not conceding goals, and then maybe we might have some more confidence to start being better going forward. But it's just a bit of a shambles, isn't it?
Chris says, did you notice the Charlton player go down injured and the ref made him go off without having any treatment? Any clues why? That's the new rule, isn't it? Particularly with a head injury. If you go off and you hold your head, then you're supposed to go off.
Well, he went down, didn't he? I think it was Campbell.
It was.
Campbell and centre half. They clashed heads. Campbell got back up, didn't he? And he were all right.
Campbell were fouled, I think.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he won a flick on, actually, didn't he? And they clashed heads. And then he stayed down, didn't he, the lad? And it looked like physio were going to come on until they realised that, he'd had to go off then anyway. And referee were like, no, you're still going off. And is that what it is? Is that true, that even if he's gone down holding his head, referee still has to make him go off?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The strange one was that way keeper had it in his hands. I didn't know that rule ruling.
Again, I know that's one that Gaz talked us through, wasn't it?
Because when it happened, we were like, what's referee doing? And then my brother like, that goal's come from referee bleeding, stopping play, making him play it off at the floor, and they've gone up with their end and scored. But if that's the rules, then he's made the right. We slated him earlier, but he's made the right decision, hasn't he?
Yeah, again, Gaz, I don't think Gaz agreed with that one, because I don't think the press was enough from Cannon to enforce that rule. But anyway, it's been and gone, and no point dwelling on it.
That's not the reason why we lost. We weren't good enough. So
yeah,
I'm
that's
not
right.
trying to make excuses up there either. We weren't good enough, and I don't think we deserve to lose. Probably not, but we definitely didn't deserve to win that game either.
I agree. Just watching this foul again, because it's a free kick to Millwall. Now, yeah, it's late, and it's a foul on Joe Bryan. Don't know. Will says it'd be so Sheffield United to send Godfrey back and then pay a fee for Jimmy Dunn 6 months after he was available on a free.
Yeah.
Yes, it would, mate. Yes,
Absolutely.
It would.
That's typical us.
Toddy says we need these new coaches in, fresh faces, and new ideas could work wonders. Yeah, that's a fair point. Let's hope so. Saving Grace says Johnny's the Arblaster and Davis are coming back. Yeah, I agree with that. Arblaster's going to be a huge boost.
Hold on. Oh, it's a shot from Negley, who scored it. Well, he scored the free kick with his left foot, so he shot with his right foot. It's poor. It goes
clearly a left-footed.
Yeah. The thing with that with Blaster and Davis is Blaster's coming back from not played for 2 seasons, is it? Or a season and a half.
Yeah, 18 months, yeah.
A big knee injury. So that's going to take him a long time to get to stand. Is he going to be the same player? We don't know. And then Davis has that many injuries. He's been injured for the last 3 seasons.
You can't rely on Tom Davis to stay.
So, we've got all right. The 2 midfield, the 2 players that are coming back, and if you can keep them fit, they're great midfielders to have. But Tom Davis, you can't rely on to be fit. And Blaster, it were a big injury. So, it could take him a long, long time to feel confident on his knee and get back up to the standards that we saw him at before he got injured.
Agreed. Sheila says Wolves, Burnley and one other maybe. Needs to get a good week with the players. A change, please. 5 at the back. Yeah, you're not the only one that will be calling for that, Sheila, I think. I think something has to change. Finn says, question for you both. Where does Sayers rank in our worst managers of all time? Me and my old man agreed. He pips it.
Yep, I agree. Stats. I know we're going on about stats and facts. He has a 0% win ratio.
Yeah.
So for me, he's the worst.
It's not just 0 wins; it's 0 points.
0 points, 0 win rate.
Worst ever.
It's worst ever for me. Just didn't work out, did it?
No. Leeds Master, who follows both Leeds and Sheffield United, said Saturday was a slight improvement. I thought we were too slow moving forward. We need to move the ball faster. 2 up front is good. Is a good shout. None of our strikers can play it alone. Our wins will come. Aid says, I think Sunderland, Leeds and Burnley all finish in the 14 to 18 region based on what I've seen so far, and I'm going to call a Sheffield United top 10 finish. I hope you're right, Ed.
I'd take that. I'd take that right now, pal.
Would you?
A top 10 finish?
Would you?
Yeah, 100%.
So
to be honest,
if it had to be like 7 to 10, you'd take that now.
I think so. Because I'm struggling to at the moment. I can't see past where we are. Even though I think while we're turning around, for me, there's 40 games left, and I know it's a long way, and a lot can change. I'm not saying in 30 games time we're going to beat relegation zone, but I can't see past it at the moment. So I'm having to take it a game at a time. Then, if we start to get some momentum and some wins, I might start thinking there's a chance we might get playoffs here. Yeah. I just can't see past it at the moment. I think it's a fair point, in the manner in how we've been playing.
No, I agree. I agree with you. It's just hard to fathom into it, but you're right. You're not wrong at all. Name me one positive from Saturday. There weren't any, says Mark Meldrew. We didn't concede 5, Mr. Meldrew, says Finn. How long before Wilder calls off at the offie? Well, apparently they're out tomorrow night, aren't they?
Do you know, and when I heard about that, there's a cross, and I think it was Rick Cooper that headed it clear. Yeah, it's and that was the first thought I had. I thought this way, if they're out tomorrow and they're all going to be a unit together, if they're having a few beers or what, or just a bit of team bonding, it just reminds me of when we lost at Millwall, and he sent off at Billy
Sharp,
to the shop to get some beers, and rest is history from that. And it definitely has that feeler. But that's me trying to find a positive.
Cooler King says, regarding Sunderland, I thought they were magnificent yesterday. They outshone us. Lots of fight, energy, determination, and a commitment to attack and get something, though they were down to 10 for 60 minutes.
Oh, that is awful. They got on to edge at box Watford then. I didn't see it where. It was number 5, which is Cipriano. He did like a backheel sort of roll and flick. He played it wide. I think it was Mendy, the left back, and then he played a ball back into boxing to lose it, and it was literally a 5-yard pass
straight to a Millwall boy.
He couldn't even make it. Yeah, it was a chance for Watford. That
John said, so I agree. Cooler King in terms of
Sunderland. Here comes though now, 25 yards out. Luongo intercepts it really well.
Good tackle.
Really well. Just shields it, shoves him off the ball, and here comes Ballo. He's just coming across halfway line. He passes it into Negley. Negley's coming forward on right hand side. Goes on to his left. Cuts back on edge at box. Ballo gets it, crosses it to back stick to Coburn, and it's headed clear. And cleared up to halfway from Watford. I think we're just going to go. It's not going to go out for a throw. It's Joe Bryan on left.
Oh.
He tries to whip one in, and it deflects it up in the air off Mendy.
Now it's a throw.
Not for a throw.
It's a prayer to get Cannon firing, play him and Campbell up top, says John. Daz says, just when you think it can't get any worse, someone brings up Harry Haslam. The best thing he did for us was signing Sabella. Let's hope nobody brings up Martin Peters and what he did for our club.
Well done, Bello. Corner. Ballo, not Bello.
Bello! Aid says, Mark, Saturday was the best defensively you guys have looked all season. There's your positive. Bring Fleck back, says Dave Morwood.
I'll tell you what, then, if we're talking of strikers,
yeah,
we might as well bring. He's just retired, but he might do a job. Gary Medine.
Washing machine.
Oh dear. Getting band back together.
Yeah.
Where's Scott Hogan these days? He might.
Good point. Yeah. Ollie Burke scored a hat-trick in the Bundesliga at the weekend, just saying, says Cooler King.
I put that in our group, didn't I, yesterday?
Yeah.
Playing some football up at the moment.
Daz says, club wouldn't stump up the rest of the money, would they, Bri, for Maradona? No, they wouldn't. For a signing he'd have been. Corner, in swinger.
Into Cooper as well, but keeper beat him to it.
Punch clear.
Get it back wide. Why has he gone backwards to the halfway line then?
Brett says, I think in time we'll go to a 3-5-2 to bring in me and Ings when they're fit. Sariki and Brooks are wing-backs, not full-backs. Suits the system. Do you mean Burrows? Suits the squad we have and makes us more compact defensively and better attacking with 2 up top.
I think the back 3 would suit Burrows. I think Burrows is struggling at the moment.
Completely agree.
The back 3 would help him because he'd be able to go forward, but not have to worry too much about being caught out of position because we'd have the 3 across the back line to cover that. So it possibly would help Burrows more to be advanced up pitch further. Sorry.
And no, I agree. And I think McCallum's more suited to being a wing back as well, rather than a full back. So as a Burrows understudy, I think he'd be more impactful as a wing back as well.
Yeah.
Ray says, here's a weird scenario. If we still bottom at Christmas and the board sack Chris and bring in sausage roll and he keeps us up, okay, I'll get my coat. Oh, dearie me. Let's not think about that.
Let's not think that far, Ed, please.
Yeah, Josh says, if we want to play 2 up top, can we still play with 4 at the back, or will we end up unbalanced in midfield? Well, if we play 4 at the back and you've 2 up top, then it's likely going to be 4-4-2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sonny says to Mark, just trying to be positive, pal, as fans need to get behind the team and Wilder only 5 days in. I think there's more of a structure when we're under Sayers. No point being negative. I think you mean there was more of a structure than when we were under Sayers.
Yeah.
No point being negative. No, I agree. I agree with that. Oh,
it's good defending from Watford.
It is.
Ballo coming through, weren't it? And were it
didn't have the legs.
I think it was. I can't.
Matty Pollock,
or it were that Max Allen or Ayen, however you say his name.
It was well
got
defended
back and
anyway.
intercepted it, didn't they? And he had, to be honest, I thought that Ballo was quite quick as well, but
he lacked a bit of pace there, didn't he? He couldn't get it out of his feet. Tony Raw says, parachute payments last 3 years, by the way, everyone. First year, 50% of the Premier League money. Second year, 45%. Third year is 20%. Sorry, just triggered by everyone saying it ends this year, although 20% is only about 15 million-ish. Well, I'm sorry to trigger you again, Tony, but when you only get stay up for 1 season, you're only entitled to 2 seasons of parachute payments. You don't get the third. So sorry for triggering you, but it's true. You only get 2 seasons worth, from what I understand.
Yeah,
I would happily be wrong, but I don't think I am. Daz says, just what we need, someone in midfield to stand there pointing to you to where you should be and unable to chase back. And that was when he last played for us. And in his day, he was a class player, was Norwood.
He was an absolute steal for £2 million.
Yeah, brilliant player. Brilliant player. We've lost 4 games by 1 goal, says Sheila. If we can start to make chances, then surely it's likely we get the results. Yeah, it's right. It's fine margins, but we've been massively outplayed for the majority of the season. That's the problem. Jack says, what good signs have the owners shown? And if both
tries to have a shot, it's deflected, it's a corner.
If you could both sit the owners down, what advice would you give? Jord?
I'm going to take Mick and I'm going to say, sell up.
Oh.
United's one of the hardest fan bases in the world you can to please. I think they learned from the mistakes early, especially with them last few days at Windsor, and they've not waited too long in giving Sayers any more time. They brought, they obviously saw that sacking Wilder were a mistake. They said that, didn't they, in the statement issue, and that they listened to the fans. So
yeah.
I said earlier, on one of the earlier streams, that I will judge them come the end of the season, and then it'll be to try and gain. Then I'd probably be able to give more advice. I can't really say too much to them at the moment.
I don't think they need us to tell them that they've messed up, do they?
No.
I think they recognise it. I think if they hadn't have made the changes that they have, then we could all be shouting and roping at them saying, why did you sack Wilder? Why didn't you sign decent players in transfer window? Well, they've tried their best to rectify the mistakes. So it's a case
in
of
10 games' time, they might be proved. We'll prove them wrong that they shouldn't have sacked Wilder, but they'll be proved right that they've gone wrong. We brought him back, and let's say in 10 games' time, we might have climbed up to 12th or something daft like that and gained a little bit of traction. And we'll see. We'll judge him a bit, further down the line.
Agreed. Seen a picture of Brooks with a moon boot on. Any news? Injured? No, I don't know, Chris. I don't know. In all honesty,
after the game, weren't it? Someone took a picture after the game. I'd seen
there were one flying around our chat as well during the game that he was sat in stands with the boot on. So don't know what the injury is, Chris, and don't know how long he's out for.
Don't they sometimes, even if it's like they roll their ankle and they sprain it or like, they have them in them boots,
like a precautionary thing?
Yes, I'm not saying it's
possibly.
I'm not saying it's a bad one. Or
he'll certainly get asked in the presser because media lads will have hold of it now and want to know what the situation is.
Yeah.
Bryce says, I think Tom Davies could qualify for a blue badge at this. Mark Meldew says, no points, no wins, no personality sayers. Andrew says, am I right in thinking it was against Oxford when we turned it around in CW's first season after losing 4 games?
We beat Oxford, didn't we? Didn't we go 1-0 down and then beat them 2-1?
Was that the game it turned, though? I'm not sure.
I'm sure that was his first win, weren't it?
Rick Gillingham, Southend, Bolton. And it might have
Bolton
been
won first game.
That were 1-0.
Didn't we play Rochdale and lost?
Yes, it might have been Rochdale. Southend and Gillingham, I think, was the last poor result.
Gillingham,
might have been
we beat Gillingham, didn't we?
Did we? I don't know why Gillingham stands out to me, though.
Because I think Bradley Dax scored for them. I might be wrong. And then weren't it Kieran Freeman that scored for us and then a Billy Sharp penalty?
No idea. No idea. You were saying the other day you used to have a really good memory for this, so I'll back you on that, man.
I somehow remember, I'm sure ball come across box and Freeman put it in at back stick and then I think we got a penalty and Billy Sharp scored it. I think.
Smiler's just become a member of the channel. Thank you, Smiler. Very much appreciated, pal. Ray says, apologies, everyone, for that silly comment. Yeah, it's all right, Ray. It's all right. We forgive you, pal. Top Platinum Rambler. Aid says 3-4-1-2 with Hamer in behind the strikers. A lot of people are calling for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Oxford away was the first game of the collapse last season. It's not an easy place to go. Yeah, that was much more recent, but you're right. That was where we first started our huge wobble at the end of the season.
It'll be a tough game Saturday, 100%.
Yeah, it will. Thank you, Smiler. I appreciate that, pal. Sam says, I thought we drew against Rochdale. No, I think we lost 4 on spin, didn't we? I might be wrong. It's over 10 years ago.
No, Billy scored. Yeah, I think he's right. Rochdale went in front, and then Billy scored in front at Cop and made it 1-1. I think he's right there.
Nearly a goal for Watford. Lewis says, remember to vote for Blade's Ramble in the Football Content Awards 2025. Thank you, Lewis. Very much appreciated, pal. We are up for 3 awards. Let me have a double check and try and remember what they were. They are
best in video,
best in video creator category, best podcast for the Football League, and best club content creator for the Football League. Incredible that we're finalists in those categories. Thank you to everybody that's nominated, and if you vote, then absolutely incredible. Thank you. Mark Meldrew says we lost 3 and drew 1. Rochdale at home we drew. Lost to Bolton, Southend, and Millwall defeats. Were it Gillingham that it turned round then?
It's either Gillingham or Oxford. It's either one of them. But I know we won them 2 games, so.
Okay. 4-0 away.
Games, we went 1-0 behind as well.
Yeah, 4-0 away to Gills in Adkins' first game. That might be clouding me.
Yeah, when George Long went net and he got absolutely peppered by the fans, flagging him off. Oh, well done, Coburn.
Coburn does well.
Just talking about this game, I know we're talking a lot about United, but Watford are really, really on top in the second half. They camped in Millwall's half, aren't they? It's they're just not finding a way through. Millwall have been really, really compact and making it hard for Watford to get through. But Watford are the team on top and trying to push the game at the moment.
Lewis says best at being live on the internet.
Do you know right? So So I showed Mrs. Motson it, and she was creasing. She found it hilarious. So we actually were going to plan tonight, take it, make sure we're going to walk in and start saying something. I'm going to say, I'm live on the internet. We were going to do it, but it's not planned out.
Oh, dear me. Hockey Fights UK says it was Oxford. James Wilson and Sharpie scored. There you go. Well done to Andrew, who got it right. Well done, Andrew. I got it wrong. It was Gillingham, Freeman and Sharp Penn. All right. Well, that's a contradiction then.
So whichever way around it
would be Oxford.
Yeah.
Wilson and Sharp winner.
And
yeah.
The game after that, it were on Sky. The game against Gillingham was on Sky. It were a Sunday, I think, if I remember. I'm sure it were a Sunday, like 12 o'clock kickoff or something.
We're really clutching at straws as fans, are we? Says Nige. Lewis, that's Man Mountain's personal award, mate. Absolutely right. It's live on the internet.
Look, we know if we ever have any Ramble awards, then Mountain will win that.
Can you not see Duck? Can't you see him on the stream, Duck? Can't you see I'm live on the internet? Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
it would up that I think that beats when he.
No, not the poo house.
I think it beats that.
I don't. That was the funniest time I've had on stream.
And I had the pleasure.
Well, up there with my dad. With my dad when he first started ranting about McBurney and stuff. That is the funniest. When Man Mountain called in and he was smashed. And I was reading all the comments in between him not looking and like flashing up on screen. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But a night after night of that?
I think so.
Because I'm sure I were on it with you.
I'm going to have to... Was that the one where Prince Abdullah came on?
I think it might have been, yeah.
Somebody will have to identify which one it was for me because I have no idea which one it was. If somebody can remember, I need to go back and clip it up. Because it was brilliant.
Box from Watford. It's a back stick. It's headed clear by Joe Bryan. Loser brings it down. It's touched the referee that they played on.
Which is inconsistent with what they were doing.
Millwall. It's a throw into Watford on the left-hand side.
Sheila says, I hope Dave's feeling a bit brighter today. Looked a bit pasty yesterday. Checked in with him this morning, Sheila. He was a bit groggy, to be honest, but he's okay, thank you. I'm sure he'll see that you've sent him your best.
Saturday as well, I went out at I went hotel for 1 o'clock. United's hotel bar with some family members. And I didn't get back home while 2:30 Sunday morning. Safe to say that they put me in a bit of a mood. I turned my phone off and I got drunk.
Were Mrs. Motson out with you?
No, she were down in Skegness.
All right.
With Nan and Grandad. So, I took advantage of it. I think I had a sausage sandwich to eat all day. and that's what United make me do. They make me get blind drunk like Dave the Nose and oh
Dave
God.
the Nose. Disgraceful behaviour. Brett says, voted for you, Jimmy. Best young content creator. Oh, behave yourself. Thank you, mate. You did say you weren't a day over 21, right? Let's hope at least the weather is better now, or I'll have to buy a coat up all around. Yeah, it says Brett, Andy the Blade were giving him some stick because he was absolutely chucking it down, weren't it?
Bad, weren't it?
Brett's walking around with just a t-shirt on. Absolutely
I had a waterproof coat on, and it even come through that.
I know.
It was that bad.
Never a dull moment on this channel, says Ray. It's brilliant. If you haven't subscribed, do it now. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that, pal. Yes, correct, Jord. Bradley Dack, free kick for Gills that day. There you go. You two boys sticking together. We want live on the internet shirts, Jim. Yeah, I need to be speaking about merch soon.
I reckon at the Matilda Shakes gig, James needs to be saying it's live on the internet.
We're live on the internet. Mon chapeau. Oh, do you know what, Jord? We've got the same record as me and Gaz other night. In fact, no, I've got another one to read. Northern boys love gravy and don't wear coats. Would expect nothing less from Brett. That's a soccer AM, isn't it? 70 minutes we got to a Gaz before I got to the end of the comments, and 70 minutes I got to a you. And we've only just got to end of comments as well. So thank you to everybody for joining in on the conversation tonight. It keeps us going through the games.
It certainly does.
Cooler King says that live on the internet snap is such comedy gold that it almost requires a nickname change for the Man Mountain. There'll never be a nickname change for the Man Mountain. He might get like additional names, like he's the Housewife's favourite, but he's not known as Housewife's favourite. He is the Man Mountain. So yeah, he'll always he gets Pooh Housery as well, because I don't know if Cooler King was around for the Pooh Housery moment, but that was absolute comedy gold.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
3 subs for Watford.
And that's already that. I'm live on the internet. It's already been clipped and posted in our group about 5 times, hasn't it? So,
oh, dear.
Can't you see? I'm live on the internet. Right, thanks.
I'm surprised you didn't get a clip from Mrs. Mrs. Motson said to me, if I'd have talked to her like that, I should have been giving me a mouthful.
I've just had a message from someone. I won't say who, just in case they don't want me to mention him. But they're saying they're trying to watch. They're Platinum Ramble. They're trying to watch and comment, but they can't. You have to subscribe to Ramble FC. It's not a paid thing. It's a subscription to the YouTube channel. So you subscribe to the YouTube channel of Ramble FC, and then you can comment. But I've put it so that you can only comment if you're a subscriber to the channel. It's only the same as you subscribe to Blades Ramble, pal. That's all it is. Let's have a look. Can you not slip it into his intro, Jim? He wants his intro updated for a different picture. So if he ever sends me an updated picture, then yeah, I may well be able to. Cooler King says, "Oh yes, I didn't know whether to laugh or look away." Oh mate, so funny, so funny. And here we are, live on the internet, the Housewife's favourite. That's right. That's right. The man live on the internet mountain, says Paolo. If Wednesday can win with the team they have, says John, then surely Chris can get us going, as we have far superior players. I agree with that. I think it will turn it. It will turn it. And as has been said already tonight, I think it's only 6 games. There has been a slight overreaction, but I do think it's a big job he's got on his hands. Jord says, Man Mountain needs to bring out some merchandise with, can't you see I'm live on the internet? Would be class. I know a few people are calling for it, Jord. I think it might be on the cards. Is that Jord or Ruben Sayers? Says Mark Meldrew.
And that means you are now blocked, Meldrew.
Sorry, Bob Harris.
That's
says.
better. Bob Harris. I ain't
it's better than the Alex Crooker or whatever it was called.
Is it Brooker?
Brooker, yeah. They were giving you earlier.
Saying that, I'd rather look like all of them than bleeding Alan Carr.
I was waiting for it.
There's only so you can keep poking the bear, he'll bite back eventually.
I know.
It's my brother. He keeps calling me Bleeding Jordan Sayers. Don't like him. Do you know? To be honest, I need to get a cap. Tuck my ears in and put it on, and then
Oh mate, what was that about?
Awful. So bad.
Leeds Master says, Jimmy, the Blades Ramble deserves to win all the awards. It's by far the best channel around. The channel is funny, uplifting, and full of brilliant content. Thank you, Leeds Master. You'll do for me. That's it's quite embarrassing to read out loud, but I appreciate that, pal. It says, I agree, Mark. Every time Jord looks down, he has a resemblance of Sayers.
People can get blocked very quickly.
Oh, it's a free speech channel. What can you say?
No. It's
Mitrovic all day long, says Cooler.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll have Mitrovic.
Yeah, it's Mitrovic. There's a bit of Mitrovic there, yeah.
I'll take that. It's better than Sayers.
Sayers isn't a bad-looking fella. He just can't manage for toffee.
I'm not going on his looks. Just terrible manager. I'm not having it.
Knows his way around an iPad, though.
Oh, dear.
Oh, here come Millwall. Robbed it high up.
Oh, Ballo, what are you doing?
Let's pour that.
He could have took a touch there, to be honest. He gets an edge at box, and he's got more time than I think he realises.
Footy Social Club says, evening legends, fellow nominees, fellow finalists at the FCAs. What category? Remind me what category you're in for, Christian. I haven't voted for anybody yet. So, yeah, congratulations on your nomination as well. I think it's Best New Content Creator. They're doing really well, absolutely flying over there. So, all power to you, pal. Mountain must be a charmer, says Brett. If I spoke like that to my missus, I'd be covered in my dinner live on the internet. Best bit was you laughing quietly so not to draw attention. Proper lads thing to do. Thing is, if I laugh out loud, then obviously it's going to incite his missus into it, potentially. I thought that. And I don't want to be in the bad books. I'm already probably in the bad books because he did a watch along for us in the afternoon. Oh, you're always doing stuff for that, Jimmy, is what I assume might be being said. And he will let that ride. So I don't want to be in the bad books. You're blocked, says Mark Meldrew. That's for calling him Alan Carr. Oi, Jord, I do the blocking round here. Yeah, Bry's the mod.
Bryce,
one of the mods in this chat.
Can you block Mark Meldrew from this chat tonight, please? He's
No,
no longer invited.
Don't do that, Bry. Or Mark Chopper Reed from that Aussie film. What film's that?
I
don't know.
I don't know that one.
Christian might know because he's based in Oz. New content creator, best new content creator, brilliant. And I will be seeing you there at the awards, pal. When's Ramble Awards? That's what I want to know. Bloody hell. There's a few things to plan, Mark Meldrew. You'll have to let me know what Alan Carr's fee is for a celebrity appearance.
Oh, nice ball.
Oh!
Ended by Joe Bryan.
Well done. Joe Bryan's had a good game, hasn't he?
He has, hasn't he?
I know he's knocking on a bit now, but
I've been impressed with him though today.
He's a good player.
He's defended well, and then when he's got forward, he's put a few decent crosses into the box as well. 3 changes for Millwall. I think Langstaff's one, and who was coming on. I think Brian's coming off now, isn't he?
Yeah, looks like it.
Brian's coming off. Ballow's coming off. Waiting for the third one.
I haven't been that impressed by Ballo, you know.
I think he's been all right, but that's about as good as I can get. And he's had moments where I think he's looked okay, but he's had moments as well where he could have done a lot better with it.
I'd be disappointed in him if I were a Millwall fan. The film Chopper. Look up an image. All right, well, in a sec, pal. Chris says, have we really got better players than the Pigs? Yes. Or have we bought a load of sick notes and rubbish? The league may say different. Come on, Chris. Can't think they've got a better squad than us. They're awful. Absolutely awful.
Does he say I look like him from that?
Dave, I'm going to look in a minute. Dave Mowen says, disgusting saying Jord looks like the Spanish waiter. Tell him, Jord, they're on the last leg. Oh, sorry, I meant last chance. Hey! Nice. Nice.
Oh, dear.
Call them the Ramblies, Jim. Yeah, the Ramblies. Yeah, nice. Nice. Good shout, that. So, lads, at this minute, who will be the first player to bring in Jan, realistically and super fantastical? Fantastical. And why? What quality would you like them to bring? Jord, over to you.
Is that because you can't think of one?
Yeah, too right. I think it's way too far ahead.
Yeah, and I can't. That's why I'm struggling because I've not even thought that far ahead. Trying to think he was getting his first 3 points.
What position do you think we need the most? I think at the moment,
I'm going
centre midfield.
Yeah, centre mid.
Yeah, and I couldn't give you a name of a player particularly that would stand out to me.
But having said that, perfect. I think for us.
Oh, sorry.
Is it Wouterberger? Him who played for
Wouterberger, yeah.
Obviously, he's gone abroad, hasn't he now?
Yeah, I think my dad wanted Lewis O'Brien, who hasn't got the physical presence, but he thinks he could have really done the ball winning.
Similar to Matos, though.
Maybe.
Similar presence, similar type player. Probably likes to get stuck in, but I think Lewis O'Brien would have been better attacking wise than Matos.
I think Ben Sheaf is somebody we missed out on.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is, come January, when hopefully Arblaster is back as the central cog in our midfield, we may not see it as such a glaring weakness as we do now. It might be a case of we might be saying right back. We might be saying, well, we've been playing 2 up front. That's almost got us to, to 6th in the league at this stage because we're playing 2 up top. We maybe need another striker to add to that. Who knows, mate? We could be anywhere. That's the thing, isn't it? We're talking
Wilder's job in it to find some
3 months.
Going to work.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you could be talking another 15, 20 games time.
Yeah.
So sorry, Brett, to duck out the back door on that one, but
Oh, good
just
effort from Irakundu.
Oh!
He had a shot from it's probably 25, 30 yards out, isn't it?
Initially,
He's
then
absolutely
follow up.
thundercracked it. I don't know if it swerves in air, but this is a perfect angle from as he fakes a right-footed shot onto his left. It goes straight down keeper's throat, actually, but he parries it. Bender parries it straight back down towards penalty spot. And it comes out to, I think, see who it were.
Caleb Wiley.
Yeah, it comes out to Wiley, and he absolutely skies it, doesn't he? He hits it on volley. He's only got to get it on target there, and it's probably a goal. And he absolutely skies it up at bar. Langstaff's in behind. Is it a penalty, referee? Oh, I've seen them being given.
He's saying no. He's
collision.
bottled it there.
There's definitely a contact there.
He's bottled it there, I think.
There's contact. He gets Bogues up at top. Langstaff gets in behind. It's just showing you replay now. It's a ball from halfway line. Good ball up at top, actually. Gets in behind. He knocks it into the box. And there's a coming together between him and
he plays
Kevin.
for it. He plays for it.
He's got his hands on his shoulder. He's got his hands on his shoulder.
So I think it's harsh.
But there's initial contact there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Sort of pushing Langstaff down, but then does he go down too easily from feeling that small, minute contact? I'm intrigued to see what people think on that one because I've seen them been given before.
Yeah. Oh, they have. If that gets given, it don't get overturned by VAR, does it?
No.
Jack says, just got through my third security check, boarding my plane soon. Safe flight back, pal. Hope the turkey teeth have been worth it. Aid says, Brett, I've got a French goalie you can have. Premier League experience and won the championship last season. He's called Ilian Melier. No, thank you. Mark says, Brett, I'd have anyone who can score. And Ray says, how about a striker who can score goals? Chris could tempt McBurney to come back. Will cost a fee, though. No, we're not going to get McBurney back now.
If you get him on a free transfer like he were up for start of this season, then yeah, I'd have him back, but I won't be paying a fee for him again.
Chris says if it's at the lane, that's a pen. I assume you mean against United.
Yes, sir.
Down at the lane.
Losing me a ball
Where the
at the top.
go. It's opened up, hasn't it, now, this game?
To be honest, it opened up a lot more from about 60th minute when Watford was starting to push. Kramer until no, it's not Langstaff. It's Langstaff now. It's good defending from Kycker again, though. Out for the throw-in. Stand up right hand side near corner flag. So if there's I don't know, have Millwall got someone who could take a long throw? If so, Jake Cooper will be coming up. That may cause a bit of trouble.
Hopefully they have. Second time the charm, last lot fell out, meaning his turkey teeth. Goes down too easy. But if that's us that are given the pen, and Daz says soft if given. I agree. I think it's soft if it's given. Tom says, hi both. Can you see Blaster coming back the same player? I understand it'll take a while, but do you think Chris will play him being cautious about it so you can see him being the same player? Can you see him being the same player he was?
Someone's gone. Is that Cooper who goes down it? Long throw from Ryan Leonard towards Cooper. He goes down it, box. They're shouting for it, but no penalty given.
Do you think Blaster will come back the same player, or do you think Chris will be cautious with bringing him back in?
I think you've got to be cautious. It was a long-term injury, wasn't it? It was a bad one that he re-aggravated a little slightly.
I think that's why he's not back already, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you've got to be careful. I think he'll play some of the 21 games to try and get some fitness first, and then maybe eased, off at bench for first team.
Yeah.
Whether he comes back, I think it's hard to tell whether he'll come back same player or not. No one knows. He'll work hard to get to that. You know for a fact he's going to be working hard because he's a blade. He's like Wilder. He's a blade through and through. He wants to be playing for his boyhood club, so he'll work hard to get to them levels. Whether he will or not, who knows?
Cooler King says, I agree with those who've already said it. The Championship is the most entertaining league going. There's no reason why Millwall v Watford should be a good watch, but the Champ is just so competitive.
It's only 1-0. It's not been a bad game.
It's a brilliant league. Absolutely love this league. Everything about it. Up the Blade says, "I'd love for United to go get Cooper." I don't think we're going to go get anybody, to be honest. I think we'll have more outs than ins in January. I think we'll get 1 or 2, maybe 3 at a push. I think it'll be more get bodies out.
Yeah, it'll be bodies out, and I think like we alluded to earlier, I think a couple of loans that Sayers brought in might end up going back as well, which will open a few spots up for potentially better quality players rather than some younger players that we're making better for other teams, even though they've not pulled up any trees yet. It's out wide.
On the internet.
Here come Millwall. Here come Watford. Down to the byline. Tries to cross it in. It takes a deflection off Millwall's left back, but then it deflects again off the bar and goes out for a goal kick.
Goal kick. Check my match bingo card. I ain't checked that.
Yeah, I forgot to put that on today. I'm not gonna lie. We were having a few technical difficulties, weren't we, to start with? So
2 lines gone, and I'm way off a full house. 5 to go. Oh dear.
Don't rule it out though, because I did on one of my cards of the week, and I ended up getting bonus full house. So,
well, I need a right-footed goal for Watford. I need a headed goal for Millwall.
Yeah, all right.
They have to be. They have to be in at a minute ending in 8.
So now,
I need a yellow card shown at 92nd minute, and I need 5 minutes of added time. So yeah, it's still a goer, Jord.
Yeah, big chance. You'll win it. Don't worry.
Yeah, easy.
If not, there's always next time, Jimmy.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, that. It's just how he went down. They were a challenge. It's a 50-50 challenge where he's trying to win header, and centre half for Watford went down as if he'd cracked one in your face.
Matty Pollock, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, bloody hell, he knocked him out here, but he got back up. It probably made it look worse than what it were, but it didn't look great to start with.
Need to loan some young uns out and terminate Barry and Binden. I don't think that you'll be far off wrong, to be honest. I would send Barry back. He's not good enough, says Sam.
If Binden goes back, then we bring a bruiser or a centre mid in on loan. But if Barry goes back, do we replace him with another winger?
I almost think they won't bother if that were the case. You're going to replace him for another sub. So why won't you stick with Barry?
Because I'm saying, but the thing,
better options have you got?
What we're interested in Saturday is obviously Barry's been playing out on left wing, hasn't he? Under Sayers. Well, Gus is there now, and when Barry come on Saturday, he played him up right this time, didn't he?
That's right. Are you doing a watch along for the Oxford game? No, I haven't got a stream for it, pal. I'll be watching it elsewhere, and I'll be doing a 90 after 90 straight afterwards. 3 PM blackout.
Oh, what a save!
Oh, he didn't know to bat it either.
No, he didn't, to be honest. But it's just ended up being it right. It was a corner, weren't it?
Yeah.
It were an out swinger to edge it 6-yard box. It's headed towards keeper. Gets a touch from Watford player, and it just hits keeper. He tried the same thing again, but it's not worked. Yeah, it just hit him and went out for another corner. Ball goes back into the box. Oh, it's straight to Stephen Bender, who falls down in it like Aaron Ramsdale used to do, just to waste some time. Oh, it doesn't hit him. So he heads it down, doesn't he, defender?
Yeah.
And it's just like an instinctive striker's instinct to swing his leg at it. And it's going on target, and it just hits keeper. Here come Millwall, opposite end though. Pollock dives in. He manages to keep it in from going for a corner. And that's a goal kick to Watford.
What a good finish that game this is.
Why is Loser getting involved with Ryan Leonard there? Leonard put a good tackle in on him, right? Puts a great tackle in him, and then he's obviously knackered. So he's just bending down, trying to catch his breath. And I think Loser
didn't waste a bit of time. That's why. And waste a bit of time.
Yeah. He didn't take kindly to the challenge, did he?
No. Who do you think wins Ballon d'Or, Jord? Jack thinks Salah should win it.
I can see Lamine Yamal winning it.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout, actually.
I think.
Dad says Binden, Godfrey and Barry back. One Brooks, Marsh out on loan. Shaq's paid off and gone. It says, we all wish we were back in the Championship when you get spanked each week in the Prem. Then you wish you were back in the Prem to get away from the grizzled Champo clubs like Millwall, QPR and Blackburn. Oh, Dembele's won it for anyone interested. All right, interesting. Jim, is there a link to the voting? Not on this stream, but I will start putting it on the streams. It is on X for anybody that's interested. And if you're part of our Ramblers groups, then it's in there as well. So I will start putting it in here, though. Thanks, Bri. How did that not go in? I know, right-footed chance. It's right-footed goal I need, though, Chris. Yes, Bri, got it from Facebook. Thank you, Footy Fanatic. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's on Instagram and Facebook as well, actually.
You did actually win an award, didn't you? Well, not winning it, but you got third.
We got third for Best New Content Creator, I think, last time out.
Yeah, I can remember it.
Who would be the player you would consider the biggest loss in January? Oh, none of them at minute, Claire. It's got to be Gus.
Bottom at league, I'd expect Gus to be gone.
Yeah, it's got to be Gus Amer that'll go.
Yeah.
I'd always say Michael Cooper as well, but he's coming in for a bit of stick at the moment as well.
I'd seen a few, I think it were a small number of people slate him for Saturday, saying he could have saved it. I think it's harsh. Ball's come across box and he's anticipating it going across him, so he's dived.
Yeah.
You know, he's already coming to try and get to it, and it just goes under him. I don't blame him for Saturday's for Charlton's goal Saturday.
Completely agree, pal. Completely agree. Aid says Hamer will be biggest loss. Usman Dembele says Toddy. Yeah, good guess. Aid says he's coming to Leeds finally 18 months after we first tried. Yeah, it won't surprise me, to be honest. Jamie Dumpling says Yamal was second. Vinia. Do you mean Vinicius third? Salah fourth. Rafinha fifth.
The thing you look at that, and Harry Kane scores goals for fun. You know, it's in German league, but he's solidly been scoring 30 goals a season for the last however many years now, and you never see him up there.
No, you don't. That's true.
And I find it strange.
Hardest thing to do as well, isn't it, to score goals consistently. Go back 18 to 24 months, Dembele winning Ballon d'Or would not have been up there. No, that's true.
Yes, so Ricky Dembele has done well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
UPR.
Donnarumma and Hannah Hampton are the best keepers. Oh, Vitinha. Oh, right. Okay,
Hannah Hampton, nice.
Hannah Hampton.
Keeper, innit?
Love to see it.
And to be honest, for what she had to overcome, because obviously they didn't think she was going to be able to play football because she had a problem with her sight, didn't she, when she was younger?
Yes, that's...
And she had it corrected, and look at what she's gone on to do, so, you know, fair play
It's a good story, isn't it? It's a good story.
It is.
Oh, here come Millwall in the dying embers of the game into the box.
Keep
They're
it
just
into
going to play into the corner, aren't they?
Yeah, well played.
Yeah, Jamie's saying Kane came 13th.
That's crazy.
Dad says Cooper kept us in the game first half. Defence cost us that goal. We're not picking up the men, but blame the keeper. Yeah, I agree.
I absolutely agree with that.
Any chance Wilder works his magic and renews Gus's contract, says Jack? No, I doubt it, to be honest, pal. I doubt it.
I can't see Gus being in any rush either at the moment with where we are to renew his contract.
And as a club, we'll want to cash in on him if we don't get promoted.
Yeah.
That is just the honest truth.
What would you see as a realistic fee if we don't go for Gus?
He'll have a year
what
left.
Will he have left in his contract? 1 year, or is it 2?
Year left, I think.
10 mil? Or is it even less than that?
8. 8 to 10.
Yeah. It's full time. It's finished Millwall 1, Watford 0. And it's the first win at home for Watford for Millwall this season.
Yeah, they just about edged it. I think Watford rallied second half, didn't they? Came back into it, but I think
they only had a couple
just about
of chances, didn't they? Watford, that one right near the end where it just hits keeper and goes out, and the one where Irakunda had a shot from about 30 yards out, and it bounced back, didn't it? And the follow up weren't hitting, but they had a lot of ball second half. Did Watford?
Yeah,
but they failed to really create too many chances, did they, for all that possession?
Yeah, agreed. Jack says, thanks, you've crushed my dreams. 15 mil, absolutely no chance we get 15 million.
Not with 1 year left.
Toddy says, reckon Gus goes back to Holland next season. Yeah, that could happen too, very easily. Dave Moore says, great watch along, guys, as usual. Thank you, pal.
Thanks for joining us, pal.
Tom says, who would you see out in the January window, Jim, and who would you like to see come in? Do you think Gus goes in the new year? Bit early, to be honest, Tom. Bit early, to be honest, in terms of... Because I could see a scenario where Gus does go in the new year, but I think that would be the season, would have to be a write-off from there. Would be in mid-table obscurity if that were the case. And I don't want to consider that as an option at the minute. So yeah, I can see a world where Gus does go in the new year, but I'd hope that doesn't happen. In terms of Jan, I think, like everybody's been saying, I think Bindon goes back. I think there's a big possibility Barry goes back. I would be looking at getting rid of Ukaki and Nachukwu and Shackleton, absolutely. And then loans for One, Marsh, Hampson, these sort of players that we need to get out and playing football. Great stream, lad, says Beast Boy. Thank you, pal. Great watch. Boarding my plane now. Wish me luck. Hate this part. All the very best, pal. Leeds were prepared to offer 15 to 18 million this summer with 2 years left. So 7.5 to 9 would be fair. Toddy says, great watch along, boys. Time for me to hit the pillow. Me too, pal. Any regrets on Brewster walking, boys? No, thanks. I think he's injured again, pal. As ever, keep it ramble, people, says Bright. Yep, great watch along, says Ray. Thank you, pal. And Jack says, surprised he was able to walk out the door. Meaning Brewster. Jord, anything else you want to touch on before we go?
Let's just stay positive. Talk about Blades. Stay positive. Let's get behind them. Keep getting behind them as much as we can. And fingers crossed, we start to see some results and get some momentum behind us. Believe in Chris Wilder.
You will be on stream, won't you, before the game, because we're going to do
Coventry Birmingham. Friday.
Yeah, so I'm doing one on Friday, but I'm also doing one Saturday with Jord, which is the 12:30 kickoff. It's Coventry and Birmingham.
Yeah.
So I will get a chance to ask you this close to the time, but I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask you early, should I say? Score prediction for Oxford away.
1-1.
I thought you might say that. Right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Very much appreciated. We'll catch you all soon. And see you in a bit. All the Blades.